Evening.
Hello, afternoon.
Afternoon. Yep, that's the right one.
Yeah, I was going to say, it makes a change.
Wow, the sun is shining for once.
Oh, no, it's been belting it down here all day, and it's all of a sudden now there's like hardly a cloud in the sky. It's remarkable in the space of an hour.
Oh, I was hammering it down with rain a little while ago.
Oh, no. Oh, it was almost as bad as watching the game yesterday.
Oh, exactly. I'm watching the Norwich Leeds game as it is as well. Just about to
We need
kick
a draw
off.
in that game. We need a draw in that game, badly. We can't have either side winning.
Norwich win, we go rock bottom. Leeds win,
Yeah,
we go 6 points away from safety.
yeah. That's why we need a draw.
Need the game to be postponed. That's what we need.
Is it not raining down there? Is it not?
No, it's clear skies there by the looks of things.
Shit.
Just kicked off.
I've seen people the day saying we need them to win. We need a draw. We need them both to draw, so we don't go bottom and Leeds don't go 6 points clear.
I think if one team had to win, I would root for Norwich to win so that it doesn't go 6 points.
Yeah. But then we go bottom, so what does that say?
Not exactly. We can't win either way. And we still can't win either way.
I mean, yesterday it was literally reeked of Steve Bruce again. The whole lot was just a Steve Bruce blueprint. It was 5 at the back, players out of position, players who should be in that position sitting on the bench, didn't get on, and Jones can't be in charge for Brighton on Saturday night. I'm sorry.
He can't. I mean, he comes out in his press and says, "What? I'll go to Steve with my ideas, but now I can actually put my ideas into force." And he still goes with Steve Bruce's formation.
I mean, we had Ryan Fraser on centre midfield again when we had, and Ash Shelby's crap, but he's an actual centre midfielder sitting on the bench. We had Almiron on the bench. Why not have a go at them? And they were and that's Chelsea, but they didn't have a striker on the pitch. They had 5 midfielders and 5 defenders. For all good they are, we didn't have a go at them. You don't know how good teams are unless you have a go at them and put them under any pressure. And what was it? Mankiw only shot on target in the 85th minute, 3-0 down. I mean, what was the point in playing Wilson and St. Maximum yesterday? I mean, we've got Willock sitting on the bench now. It's brainless.
That's the first thing I posted out as soon as I saw that lineup. That bench is far more superior than that starting 11, and how none of them managed to start, God knows. And there's Jones saying that he put out his best team. Well, no, your best team was sitting on the bench.
Apart from Joe Linton.
Apart from Joe Linton, obviously.
He's just on the bench for the sake of it, just for the crap. I think again though, he came out and said yesterday why he didn't include Fernandes. He was like, well, he wasn't on the bench. He wasn't on the bench at Palace either. So, and he was like, well, he's not the type of player you would bring on if you were winning the game. I was like, we're not winning we're playing Chelsea and Palace. We weren't winning either stage yet in both games, and we're not likely to the way we've started and that. And
I mean, who knows? A defender can always be the one that can pop up right at the end and get you something. So why not bring Fernandes on?
Well, if he's our best centre back, why aren't you playing him? Him and Schaff, they're the 2 best centre backs on the club. Why aren't they being played? And why are the two of the worst ones playing and somebody playing out of position in that position like Kraft? Literally, I can't wait for a manager to come in and just go, right, Jamal Lewis left back because that's your position. Fernandes, Shaw, centre back, that's your position. Mankiw, right back, that's your position.
I was desperately hoping those cameras would have flicked to a manager, just to someone in those stands, but nothing.
I know one thing though, our fans should not be tweeting these owners like their recommendations for managers and how the good morning. It's 2:00 in the afternoon Wednesday, like in America or something.
Probably hungover.
Yeah, but like I've seen fans over the past week now tweeting them saying, "Get this manager in, get this manager in." Like they're gonna listen to Keith from Benwell or someone other. I mean, come on, they're billionaires that aren't going to listen to what a fan says by tweeting them. right, get this manager in, I'll get that manager in. We just need to take time. But the way I see it is, if we do go down this season, we're in a better position if we go down this time than what we were under Ashley, because we've got owners that will put money into the club, that will rebuild it from the bottom, and we just have to be patient. That's all. I know we're impatient buggers at the best of times, but the way Ashley's left this club and the way Bruce has left our team, it's literally just neglected. So it's like building a house from scratch. That's what we're literally in a massive rebuilding phase, and it's gonna take a long. Oh, this isn't level 7, is it?
No.
Oh, what's he doing? Oh, it's Billy. Oh, it's Billy. I thought it was level 7. I thought it was level 7 doing his striptease or something.
It's the wizard hanging sideways.
No, he's the wrong way around, eh?
I just bought a new stand thing, and it ain't working. I'll come out and come back in again.
All right.
I thought we'll have to be like that for the rest of the show, so we can see. Do you see what he did on John's show the other night with Minjita? Oh, I watched it back and I just couldn't stop laughing. Because John actually read out, what was it? It's actually pronounced Minjita. He actually read it out, and I thought, no, John, don't read it out.
So easy to get. He is so easy to get.
I think he could be a bad luck charm for us as well. 2 home games since no one has come in. He's been there and we've lost.
I was thinking that last night. Oh, that was the first thing that came to my head. John's been to 2 home games and we've lost both those home games.
Yes. So I think you need to stay away from the games now, John, unfortunately.
Wow. Hey, Bill.
Hello, Minj. Ida.
Minjita. Yeah.
Is that how it's pronounced, is it?
Minge eater. Oh dear, that was terrible yesterday, wasn't it?
That was awful. Awful. I was saying that bench was far more superior than that starting 11.
Yeah, it was.
The bench
was now. Who was picking the team before Bruce left?
There was 140 million quid worth of players on that bench, which is laughable. For the state we are in, for the lack of investment we've had, to have 140 million pounds on that bench is shocking.
Yeah, it's kind of taking Jones' kind of tenure here, isn't it? I mean, as I say, he was picking the side in the first before Bruce left. It might have been Jones. You know, he's not changed anything, has he? He's playing plays out of position. Doesn't seem to have a clue. No, doesn't have a clue, does he?
It's still the blueprint of Steve Bruce, isn't it? Just everything that we despise as fans. And Jones isn't doing himself any favours. So if a better manager comes in, like, if he wants to stay.
Well, yeah. I just don't get the Richie selection at all. I mean, they're so dangerous down that right flank with James, and it was obvious he was going to score yesterday or create chances of some kind. No, just
what have I said all season about Richie being targeted, and 2 goals came from his area again?
Every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
I don't know what people see. He might have a voice and he might have a presence and all that, but he's shite at football now, so he needs to be taken out of the team. You want to win games of football, you can't play him at left back. You just can't. It's just stupid, because that's
not even a left back as it is.
No, it's not.
Whatever it is, wherever he plays, he got sucked in yesterday by the ball, and he played for Reece James' 2 goals. He was unmarked.
Yeah.
I mean, Reece James even had the luxury of turning on his left foot to shoot, and he's right-footed.
I mean, you don't put Richie there and then put a bloke in front of him who didn't back either. You know, it makes sense anyway. And no, none of it makes sense. I mean, if Willock's fit to sit on the bench, why is he not playing? Why does he keep sitting on staff? He's clearly not the player he was. Whether it's down to injury or we had a purple patch at the beginning of his career and he's not the player we thought he was. Why is Kraft playing? You know, there's loads of questions you can ask. Why isn't Almiron playing?
I see a lot of people slating Almiron as soon as he came on, because as soon as he came on, that first goal went in, and I was like, it's not Almiron's fault. He's only just come on, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I agree.
I always have a habit of defending those goalkeepers, but Darlow, he was awful.
I don't know what he was doing for the penalty, because Havertz wasn't going to score. He was going like wide-ish of goal, and he came up wide. He had to come out, but I don't know.
He's got the bloods in his head, and he happens now again with Darlow.
I think the thing is, though, with Dubravka is he match fit. That's the only problem. Is we saw when he came back a few games last season, he looked very rusty early on. I know we conceded against Wolves, and he was a bit. He should really have saved it. And to me, I would rather see him get a couple of under 23 games before bringing him back in. Maybe give Darlow Brighton, but then say to Darlow, listen, Dubravka's back after the international break after he's had a couple of games. But
well, for me, if you can make the bench, then you're fit enough to play. So he should have played.
Well, considering he's been training for 14 days, 12 days, why didn't he play a game before that? He could have played one of the 23s before, like what Shelby's been doing.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know where the 14 days has come from, because we've had so many days off. He must have been fully fit about 4 weeks ago to have these 14 days.
Well, if that's the case, why has he not been any other squad? It should have been in. He could have been in a lot earlier. If that's the case.
All rise. All rise. His lordship has arrived.
Battle of Level 7, I suppose.
Good morning, chaps. Or it's afternoon, isn't it? So, yeah. Can you hear us all right? I've got different earbuds in, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, hope you're all well. That was... I'm trying not to swear, you know, I don't like swearing, but...
See if I
bring out those words.
Johnson's right. I think for 60 minutes the game plan worked. I mean, I didn't think we'd get a half time without having a couple of passes. So we did well. We did okay in the first half. We weren't abysmal, but the second half, once again, it was probably 70 minutes this time instead of 60. They were just blowing out their horses. You know, they're still so unfit. But, as I said in the chat just before, there are 4 players on the bench, and you guys have said it earlier on, they should be on the team. They should be playing. You know, why the hell Shaw not getting a game? I just can't get my head around it. And Lascelles had a less worse game yesterday, but not a good one. But Shaw's way better in that position. You know, and again, I know it's from a low bar, but I thought that there was signs that Longstaff was starting to come back, but he just gets lost so many times. And I must admit, like you just said, Jason, when Almiron came on, at least he tried. He ran his heart out again, you know. So, but just, you know, we're never going to beat them because, I mean, God, you know, they're at least head and shoulders above us, but we didn't even give them a game. Certainly not the last 30 minutes. It was appalling. It really was.
It was awful. Again, for another home match as well. You should be making your home a fortress.
Well, yeah, you're right. It used to be Fortress St James's. That's long gone now. But as I was saying to the lads who were sitting around yesterday, it's going to take a long time to get rid of Ashley and Bruce, you know, because, you know, somebody said on the show earlier on, until the sports direct signs have gone, we won't get rid of Ashley, and that's not going to be the end of the season, because it's like cloud hanging over you. And the players just aren't good enough. I mean, what was it somebody said last night? There was 4 or 5 of them who were playing in the championship 5 years ago. I mean, come on, guys. It's just not good enough, you know, and it's Ashley's fault because he just wouldn't bloody well invest, you know, and said it before, we're a husk of a club. Yes, the future's bright, but I truly fear that future includes a season in the championship.
It's looking more and more like that.
Can you see us staying up this year unless there's a manager in the next couple of days and we have a really successful transfer window? I can't.
We need a new manager in now to have a full week's training and get some new tactics drilled into those players before Brighton.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, Brighton's just going to be a repeat of last season, another 3-0 defeat.
Yeah,
We kind of
absolutely.
go to Brighton with Jones as manager because it will be a hammering again. It'll be a hammering. They're just so fitter and better than us.
Well, I think stop using that 5 at the bloody back.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. But I think they clearly were a bit fitter, and in the first half, certainly the back 5 when they were attacking, which was mainly a back 5, were much more disciplined. They looked more like the new sort of what they were doing. But once the first goal went in, in my opinion, they just fell apart. It was nothing better.
Like,
it was going to.
Yeah, it was just like what they did under Bruce when we conceded. It was just gone.
Mm-hmm.
You just knew we weren't coming back, and it was just a case of how many for Chelsea.
Absolutely. As soon as we went under Bruce, and now you go a goal down, you just think. I mean, I know we got a cracking draw last week. I mean, but we could have been beaten 5-0 last week. If they'd had their shooting boots on, and how many chances did they miss? 6 chances they should have scored. They got 1. Terrible. It's just frustrating. I mean, I said this morning, I was watching Stephen Hardy on their show, and it was Newcastle was absolutely throwing it down. And I said, the mood on Tyneside's just like the weather, bloody gloomy.
Exactly.
So it's just, I don't know. I know I often say, always the optimist, whatever the pessimist, but at the minute I can only say pessimism. And I know we've got January to come, and I know we could get 3 or 4 or 5 players in, but they've got to have time to gel. And how far adrift? I mean, at the end of today, we could be bottom. Probably won't be, but there again, if Leeds win, we're 6 points behind. And as we said before, Sam said the last time, once you're 6 or 9 points behind, it's a mountain to climb. And I mean, we've got such an easy December, haven't we? I mean, who will play? We don't play anybody in December, do we?
No.
Really easy.
We've got Norwich and Burnley right at the start of December, and then the big games happen. So Norwich and Burnley have to be wins.
The problem is as well now, like some Man City at home, Man United at home, we're going to have to get something off them. Easier said than done, but because of what's happened, we're going to have to win one of them games probably. We're not going to, but we're going to possibly have to, or we're going to have to get something at Anfield. I mean, easier said than done again. Because of the failings in the previous 10 games now, we've got no choice.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have to beat them. We're going to have to literally go from January to the end of the season, possibly unbeaten to still.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, I think it's not just the last 10 games. I mean, it's the last 2 years. I mean, I think, being able to stop the rot, Ashley wouldn't give him any money. Bruce got a load of money. He hasn't used it. We've gone backwards. We've got players who were still in the Championship, and it's, you can only ride a luck for so long. And I said to the lads yesterday, are there another 2 teams worse than us at the moment? I can't see it. I can't see 2 teams worse than us.
I can't say 2 teams worse, but I can say teams as bad as us. Like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. See your points now.
We can't say this because we haven't put our strongest side out yet and plays in the right position. I mean, it's still going on now. So, I mean, Graham Jones had 2 games to change things. He's put the same play for the same 1 positions, the same formation, inviting teams onto us when we can't defend. I don't know what he's seeing. Honestly, don't. And it's kind of taking his, as I said earlier, it's taking his tenure here because I'm not actually certain now that he wasn't picking a team when Steve Bruce was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. I said last night, Jones deserves criticism for the team he put out, and people were like, "Oh, but why?" And I felt like saying, "Well, if Bruce did that team, you'd be slagging him." So you can't slag one off and not the other. And now one was a manager and one was a coach, but it makes no difference. It's a mirror imaging the same. You kind of not like notice it. You couldn't notice that again. Kraft was playing at centre back when he's a right back. Richie was at left back when he's a left winger. You've got 2 centre midfielders on the bench who offer a lot more than what Longstaff and and you've got Fraser on centre midfield again. What?
No.
I mean, come on.
he'll bring DeBraffer back next week and put him up front. But you're absolutely right. But the thing is, it does make you wonder how much of the tactics that Bruce has had so far this season have been Jones. Because, as Billy's just said, we've not changed. We're playing the same formation, we're playing the same players, out of position, and we've got 3 or 4 or more on the bench that are way better than the players who are on the pitch. I just don't get it. I really don't.
And Fernando's not even making the bench, and he's fit as well.
He's the vice captain apparently as well, isn't he? Ahead of Shelby. I think he's vice captain as well.
Shelby's
Was
vice
that
captain.
right,
Art? Shelby's vice captain, yeah.
And then the thing is as well, he did a Steve Bruce substitution with 5 minutes to go. He brought Shelby on for Longstaff, went with 3-0 down. What was the point?
Well, do you not think Longstaff was holding his leg? I thought he's carrying a bit of a knock. That's what I thought.
To be honest, I don't know. Literally from what I saw, I just saw the game passing him by completely again in midfield, and I just thought all our players look scared to have the football, and they're meant to be professional footballers. Apart from St. Max, when there's nobody there that wants to get over the halfway line.
You don't have a penalty, and they can give it.
You watching the Lawrence Leeds game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I.
It's just
it's still 0-0.
0-0, but that should. I suppose VAR. I'm looking at that because the Leeds player just cleaned out the nice bloke in the box. I don't think VAR. We're looking at it.
Norwich have been on top most of this game.
Yeah. They have, yeah.
So yeah, I think them two teams are as bad as what we are. I know Leeds have won a game, but I think this is their second season syndrome, and it's hitting them hard this season because they haven't really kicked on. They haven't really invested in. When you don't invest in the Premier League, like we found out, you get left behind, and that's where we are. We're 14 years or so behind of everybody else.
Yeah. And that's what it gets me frustrated, because looking at Twitter and Facebook and that last night, people are getting frustrated saying, "Want you want us to sort this out?" You think we've had 14 years of utter neglect by Ashley, who was, said at the start the only reason he bought the club was to advertise his brand globally. That's all he wanted to do. Put as little money in as you can and get as much money out. How long they haven't even been in 14 weeks yet. Give the guys a chance. And you've got a different structure to do it now. It's got to go back to Saudi. Because they're the major investors. It's not going to happen straight away. We've just got to be patient. But as we all said this morning, this afternoon, isn't it? When the class go back, it screws with my head. What's the afternoon?
20 past 2.
Is that what it is? Oh my God! Yeah. I'm going out soon anyway. I can not be stay too long. But the problem is if come Christmas, or the 1st of January when that window opens, if we are 6, 9, 12, whatever points behind, that's a bloody mountain to climb. Can we do it? It depends who we get. I mean, some of the players I've seen linked look as though they're quite good, but we're going to.
If we cast the drift out, who's going to? The players might not want to come to us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true, Billy. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Do you think though these owners might have anticipated this fact happening when they came in, that we might go down, because the Premier League might have shafted us over here because approving the takeover, yes, but the time they've approved it is 8 games into a season, not when a transfer window is. They might have thought, well, Newcastle might go down this season, so they might have to suffer a season in the Championship before they can come back and have their last laugh. But the thing is, like I've just said before, if we go down, I wouldn't be all downhearted about it, because then we can rebuild completely from scratch, and these have got the money to do that, which is possibly the right thing. It's not like Mike Ashley, who will just go, there's 50 million or 5 pence or whatever for the manager, and have Steve Bruce's manager. These will want to rebuild. It'll make them more of a fairy tale if we were to come back up from the Championship with these owners starting afresh, rebuilding and winning something. Because that's the fairy tale. That's possibly what they want. They want it from. They don't want anything to do with the Mike Ashley era or nothing. So if the reality is, if we do go down, it could be a good thing because a lot of this deadwood and shite will be gone as well. That we can rebuild with younger, fresher players and better players.
I think the thing from what we're going to be a little bit cautious about is just because they've got £320 billion as a pot to spend, they ain't going to spend that much on us. I mean, we're just one of hundreds of businesses they've got going. You know, yes, they'll spend money to make the investment work. Because at the end of the day, what they want to do is make money out of us, and that's fine. Hi Thomas. But they're not going to spend 150 million quid in January, and then 300 million in the summer. They may spend half of that, but it's getting it right. And I think that I'm quite pleased that I take that time with the manager and football appointments, because that's crucial to me. Get that right, get the right person in, and then you might get a better chance, as he's just said. If the players are linked with us and think, well, they're going to go down, I'm not going to go there. But if you get the right manager in and the right director of football, they may think, actually, no, that's a project, I'll go there. And if we do go down, we'll come back. And that's what we've got. That's the little straw you've got to clutch onto, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As long as none of the players at level 7 wants to sign, then yeah, that's fine by me.
We should have used his team yesterday.
Oh, God. Can I get a pint of what he was drinking that night?
I think that team would be just where we are now. I don't think we'd be any better than what we are.
No.
The owners know they have to spend to earn. They have done this for years, so I think they will spend what's needed.
Yeah,
the thing is, they'll offer incentives to players to come as well. Like, if you stay up, we might give you another this, we might give you that. You might get this, you might get that. So it gives players more incentive to other agents and things like that. And we need to, like, it's gonna be a long, hard slog till January. That's all I'm.
Yeah.
These games after the national break are going to be crucial for us. Like, I want the games against Brentford, Arsenal away, and then the 2 home games after that. It's 3 out of 4 games at home we need 9 points from, really.
Yeah.
Are we going to get them? Probably not.
No. Even Brighton away.
7.
Even Brighton away we need to get probably a draw from, but we won't. Unless the new manager's in and gets time to work with the players and that.
Whoever it's going to be.
The other thing, just to change the subject slightly, one thing that's getting me completely effing pissed off is this bloody pylon. Like, Ollie Holt was on this morning having a go about it. I'm like, you know what? Sorry, I'm going to fuck off, will you? You know, how's it our bloody fault that we're not the arbiters of geopolitical things in the Middle East? Piss off and talk about something else.
But the best bit of it is he took advantage of Saudi sports events himself. So it's kind of hypocritical.
Well, that was it. He was at the boxing.
Yeah.
You'll be going away.
Absolutely. It's jealousy and it's bloody pissing me off. It really is. Sorry, I'm getting angry. I'll shut up now.
No one ever, called anything about that. As soon as we're bought by them, suddenly we're the providers. Well, you know what? I don't care. It's his mentality. We'll be stronger.
Oh yeah. Sod them more. What I wanted was that tweet that it's been shared a few times, where they've got in each of the sort of corners of the tweet, they've got a headline or a one's, from Spurs and even Crystal Palace. Sod the Geordies come by us, and that proves it's hypocritical jealousy, and it's just I don't know. I think the best one was last week. I've got a couple of mates in the Ocho World who are in Middlesbrough, both Borough fans. One's a season ticket holder, God love them. And I messaged him and I said, well, thanks to that bloody banner, you bunch of bastards. And he just laughed. I said, it's not funny. I said, they didn't take the mick out of us. I messaged him again and I said, aye, so they've just invested 870 million quid in one of your plans to save 2,000 jobs. You're not going to take it away because it's Saudi death money. he couldn't bloody answer that. So But you're right,
as well
buddy.
is,
Siege mentality.
did you hear what Luke Edwards? Luke Edwards is. Do you see Luke Edwards' article as well last night? Saying, "Oh, Chelsea made the richest club in the world look like relegation fodder." Yeah, because we've been the richest club for 3 weeks without a transfer window.
3 weeks. Absolutely.
And you know,
He's supposed to be reporting on us. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And they've had much money since Abramovich has been there, like billions of pounds.
Yeah,
I mean, come back in 16 years' time when we've, you like to think we've caught up to them or we're ahead of them, and then write that article because that's the difference. They've had him for 16 years. We've had 14 years of no investment from our owner. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we've had
to start the season all over again, and have like a couple of weeks of a transfer window, then we'll see what the difference would be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you have you blocked Edwards. I haven't because
he blocked me.
I like to read.
He blocked me.
He blocked you. Oh wow!
He didn't like it. He asked the question.
You, buddy.
He didn't like it.
Well, I don't block me because when he puts something up, I look at all the bloody the comments because they're as funny as hell. You know, some of the all come back. You know, and
I just
still nil all. Is it the match?
Still 0-0 yet. 31st minute.
I still don't know how he's a reporter for this football club. If I was the owner, I'd be saying, get on your bike. You're not reporting about us anymore.
Yeah. And all he holds the same. I mean, it's just.
All Edwards does now is dig at us because we're sacked Bruce. That's all it is. That's all he's doing because his boyfriend has been there, bloody sacked. That's all it is.
And he's lost his in to the club because he was getting all his info off his best buddy Bruce. Now he's gone, and then I see Bruce pissed off.
Aye, he's in Dubai, isn't he?
Pissed off the cricket. Must be nice, mate.
Aye. So much for a Newcastle fan. He couldn't even be asked to go to the first home game. He couldn't be asked to go to a match. Just to be there as a fan, you know. But no, he's gone to Dubai. He's got his 4 million quid. He's got, it looks like he's had his teeth done and all.
Oh no, I've seen that picture.
That's remarkable. Mine aren't that white.
Yeah, no, I've got some pearly whites there.
I mean, his are literally like the night sky. You could just run from the dark alley near Steve Bruce's teeth.
Just did.
I mean, he would have got fertilised, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He might have a
bit of floss in his teeth. So you can put it so it comes on like a light.
He might have a Colgate deal with John Sinclair, mightn't he? I mean,
he's probably using that Comgate.
Oh,
did you see him yesterday, John? Did you see John yesterday?
Yeah, so yeah.
In his leather jacket.
He looks leather jacket like as if he'd been to the gym or something.
He looked like
the Toon Font.
He looked like the Font. Yeah. But you know what he did? What I could, and I said to him, I saw him before the match briefly, and I saw much longer after the match. He drove up and back yesterday.
Right.
12-hour journey. John, you're bloody mad. You know, at least stop overnight and then head away early. No, I'm not going to drive back tonight.
I mean, he could have had Bianca in the hotel or anything, man, couldn't he?
Well, but he.
There's only 30 quid a night for the last time.
Well, yeah, and I said to him, please message me when you get home, because obviously, you know, he's a mate, you know, with all of us, because we're all loving a bit. And I said, messages, and he messaged me about 11:15. So he left St James's Park at about 6:30, and he messaged me at 11:30 to say, I've got home.
5 hours back.
I mean, but 5 hours to get from Newcastle, he must have been bloody motoring to do it at that time, mate.
Easy jet flight twice a day to Bristol from Newcastle. I don't know why he just doesn't.
Do they really?
I don't know why he doesn't even just jump on a train.
Aye. Well, I don't get why he just didn't come on the Saturday morning and then go back Sunday morning, stop over.
Well, that's what he did the last time, but you know.
That's what I'd.
But if that's, I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's absolutely fine. But I just said to him, I think you're mad, you know.
Petrol or diesel or whatever he's filling his car on.
No, I don't know.
Saudi petrol.
But he's helping buy the new striker, isn't he? So.
Yeah, I mean, he's helping Joe Linton get his big money move somewhere, I suppose, and just giving us some money for it. Joe Linton didn't come on yesterday, did he?
Yeah, last 10 minutes.
bet he works 10 minutes more. When I bet you Johnson Clare's been working hard on his 10 minutes than he goes on the football pitch.
That's, Jason, that's a good point by Trulls.
Let's do some
What
investigating
do
into other owners in the Prem and see how
Of
squeaky
course.
clean they are. Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Are you telling me
absolutely.
Abramovich is squeaky clean when he's mates with Vladimir Putin? I mean, come on.
No.
Are you telling me that Abu Dhabi group of Man City are squeaky clean, like, because their morals are so high?
Abramovich can't even come in the country, not even out of the country, so...
No, he's not. No, that's right. He's not allowed it. Yeah.
Abramovich is banned from coming in the UK because of his visas and stuff like that were wrong. So,
and if MBS said I'd like to go into a match at St James's Park, the country would roll the red carpet for him because he's an honoured guest, if you like, isn't he? And business partner. So Abramovich kind of come in, So
not to mention all that investigations that are going on at Everton when they're somehow doing dealings with QPR.
Well, you tell me the last time a Premier League chairman met the Queen, because I was just met the Queen the other week.
Yeah, you did.
I haven't seen Abramovich, the owner of Chelsea, meet the Queen yet. I haven't seen the Abu Dhabi partnership meet the Queen yet.
I haven't even met the bloody Queen yet.
Well, I know, but we're not corrupt, though. I mean, come on. We don't own football clubs. Well, that tells you.
True enough. Yep.
The thing is, right, what Jones said on Friday, his press conference where he said all the right things on Friday, then he just backtracked in his team selection on the Saturday, and then he came out and said, we're in the game to the 65th minute. Well, we weren't really, because we didn't have a shot in the game and we didn't really offer anything going forward. It was just a containing job. That's all it was. And then he didn't have a plan B when he kept it in 0-0.
Well, that's it. I mean, I think he spoke well before and after the game, and I think the good thing is he didn't big the team up, Chelsea this, Chelsea that. I mean, he said they're a good side, but he didn't go on the way that SB used to go on. And I thought after the game, he said well, and then I think the substitutions threw a bit when Chelsea had obviously got their two in, and he desperately needed to see what Tuchel was going to do before when he brought his substitutions on. So I think that threw him. So he waited 5 minutes, which, I mean, then we were a goal down, and then and it all went to hell in a handcart straight away after that. But he speaks better. He seems that he took a bit of the blame himself for not being quicker, which Bruce would never have done. But he's clearly a better man than Bruce is, as far as speaking to the press, in my humble opinion. But he's not a manager. I mean, I think he admits that himself. But, so
could still be having the Agnew and Clements effect still there, because they're all Bruce's chums there.
Yeah, that's true, Jason. That's true.
What the hell do they do? They just stand there like statues. They do nothing. They say nothing.
Exactly.
And then they're going to get then they're going to get £4 million each, £4 million payoff when they leave eventually in the next week or two.
There was 2 things that did please me though during the game yesterday. That was because obviously I sit in the east stand. I look across the way the dugout is, and Jones was giving it 10 now to the players. He was shouting and pointing at them and telling, not like Bruce does when he just waves his arms around. He was telling. But the other thing I thought was quite good. There was 2, maybe 3 times, maybe a couple more that I missed. Players arguing with each other. I've not seen that any time under Bruce, having a go, pointing and saying, you should have done this, you should have that, and all the rest of it. And they were saying, aye, you're right. So obviously I think Jones has told them what they should be doing, and somebody wasn't doing it. Somebody else was bollocking them, and I've never seen that under Bruce's regime. I mean, I miss it, but I don't think I have. So that shows there's a bit of passion there, but you're not going to get rid of Bruce Ball in 2 games. I mean, if we bring a new manager in now, if we announce a manager tomorrow, it's going to be middle of December before he's starting to get his stamp onto the thing.
Yeah, it'll be a slow improvement, but there will be an improvement.
Yeah,
Sky
you're right.
Sky have just said something about Nuno's future. I don't know if it means they're gonna get rid of him or if it says his future's in doubt.
Yeah, I saw that.
I reckon Spurs are going to give him the axe.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. Really is. You go and give him 10 games.
Spurs are a basket case, in my opinion. 10
games with no investment off his owner as well. I mean, come on.
I mean, Harry Kane
not allowed him.
Spurs. I've never seen
him
a player.
Be there, does he?
He don't want to be there.
He'll be away in January, I'll
take him.
You know what, Jason? You know what? If we offer them the money in January, they might just say we'll get rid of him, get shot of him, send him to Newcastle, just to pay him off even more. Because you don't know. If we offer them stupid money, which we're quite capable of, they might just say, "Well, Harry, you're going to get a move, but you go to Newcastle, not Man City, so you'll have to wait even more for your trophy. You'll have to go in the Championship as well."
I don't think you'll even need to offer silly money, because I feel, again, my humble opinion, that he nearly went. It was clear he wanted to go, and I think he's disrupting the dressing room because they'll be saying, "You don't want to be here. You wanted to be away," and it fell through. And I think if you go in with a £60 million, something like that, and offer him decent wages, I think he'd come. Whether I'd want is another matter, but because Levy is desperate for money, because it's right, they're £1 billion in debt.
Because of the new stadium. That's why they're struggling to back the manager, because they
haven't got the money to buy.
And Morgan's they're in the Champions League, isn't they, every year? That's why they wanted that Big Six carry on. But I mean, they're nowhere near the Big Six, are they, at the minute? Top six. And if I was Nuno, I wouldn't be playing Harry Kane. I wouldn't want him to sit in the match day squad at all, because it's obvious it's polluting the rest of the team.
It's obvious he just doesn't want to be there.
You don't want to be there. Definitely not.
I think the only reason he didn't go to Man City is because they signed Grealish for 100 million. I think it's because of the fair play thing. They've got too many foreign players at the club. I think they couldn't get. That's why they had to offload to cut 2 foreign players. I think before they could sign Keane, but they couldn't offload the 2 foreign players because there wasn't time. And I think they tried to offload Sterling, didn't they, as well? I think on loan or something to free up an English space, like for an English player. So, but they couldn't offload them. So it's
true.
But I would literally, if someone offered me Harry Kane, but I'd still take him because he'll score goals.
Send Joe Linton the other way.
Yeah, give him Joe Linton, Kieran Clark, Jamal Lascelles. We'll give him John Joe Shelby as well.
You've got to give him the service, haven't you? He's not one of these players that'll make his own goals. So I mean, you would just buy Kane. That's buy a couple of.
I think if you bought Kane, maybe bought someone like a Lingard or something to give him some link-up play. But you've got St. Maximum as well, though. So he's if he gets his act together and gets his final goal scored, which he's more than capable of under a better manager, you would like to think. Then, you like to think you would get service.
Yeah, that's the one thing we're lacking, Sam, is good midfield to attacking player service is just non-existent, and that was clear as anything yesterday. The number of times a player was sent down the wing, and there was nobody around to be there to pick the ball. It was absolutely ridiculous.
That's like the amount of times I saw St. Maximum coming deep. It's like he shouldn't be coming that deep because we had no midfield. He was coming deep to get the ball and running. And I think you've got to put him out on the wing. You've got to put him out in his field position. You can't put him in centre because it's not his position.
No, true. I see Chelsea ladies have just beaten Man City ladies 3-0.
Well, John will be happy about the ladies' games, won't he?
Hello, ladies.
Sunday vibes and everything.
Hello, ladies.
Anyway, Jason, lads, I'm sorry I've got to go to a meeting family in an hour, so I'll have to love you and leave you.
No worries.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, you take care.
Might see you on pause later.
No, I'm meeting family. We're out for the rest of the night, so I won't be on pause. I might see you on Possibly Tuesday night.
Well, I'm at
No
work
worries.
Tuesday night, so you won't see me.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately. Saturday night, maybe
Right,
after
well,
the Brighton game.
Yeah, Saturday
Yeah.
night after the Brighton game.
Could be another
Yeah, we'll do
demolition
that, right.
massacre.
You take care, guys. Lovely to chat to you. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you there.
Bye.
I do hope you're not going from one David to another one. This one's full level 7.
He hasn't come in yet.
What?
I sent the link the same time as I sent you yours.
I bet he's not put his clock back.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still got 15 minutes. Oh, God.
We need to get
See, I don't know.
this week, don't we? Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Guys, we need to change direction as a manager. Jones,
We just need
If
freshness.
Nuno is on the verge of getting sacked, would you take him?
I would.
No, I wouldn't. Too defensive.
We've gone from a Dave to a
Yes,
Stephen.
On
Stephen.
Okay.
All right.
Voila.
What do you think of that pile of shit yesterday?
Don't get me started, Jace. Absolute pile. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Absolute pile of shite.
It's a family show.
PG,
Apologise to the kids watching. Chippaz.
mind your F's and C's.
Oh, shit, man.
I just couldn't believe how much Darlow punted the ball down the pitch from goal kicks, expecting Wilson and Maxi to get on the end of it when it just come straight back at us all the time. I thought that was an absolutely stupid tactic to play that like.
Wilson was completely wasted yesterday. It was just pointless in playing. There was nothing for him.
He was getting no joy out of the Chelsea centre backs at all, was he? Just jumping over the top of him, winning the ball back, knocking the ball down, Chelsea on the attack again. That's how it was constantly. It was just so absolutely mind-numbingly dull to watch.
I think he had like one sort of quarter, like half chance if you call it, where it was crossing and he got ahead of the Chelsea player, but his header went straight to the Chelsea off the Chelsea player. Excuse me. His header was goal bound, but it hit the Chelsea player and it just went dead after that. And I thought that was really his only sort of anything he had, really. Scraps.
Half time.
Yeah, like Callum Wilson, you can't feed us scraps. He needs service.
Yeah. He just
If
needs.
Jones stays much longer, I think Wolf Lads is next. There'll be a massive white one across the bookie in Gallagher. And that's it.
Yeah.
A blank white flag. Surrender.
Yeah. Might as well, Billy, because the amount of fight he's putting in up to now, I don't know all that much up to get a new manager in. I think that's what we need. Because I don't want to criticise Jones because he's I wouldn't say he's doing well in these 2 games. He hasn't. He's played defensive. He's played Kraft, Longstaff, who didn't deserve to be in there. Kevin Clark, Matt Ritchie don't deserve to be in that team. Where Shah, Fernandez, Lewis, Almiron, Willock. Where's your best players at against Chelsea?
Well, this is a good one. Why the fuck was Darlow time wasting in the 20th minute?
He always does it though. He always time wastes.
Doing?
He does. He's been there bouncing the ball good 5-10 seconds. Albeit Kai Havertz wouldn't get out the way. He was stood on top of him, that Kai Havertz, when he was trying to take a goal kick. But any other time he had the freedom of saying James just to pick his spot and get rid of it. But no, he was just constantly time wasting. What do you want to time waste 20 minutes into a game for? If you win the game, yes, that's when time wasting is allowed. If you win the game, you want to run the clock down a bit, just take your time. But not when you're 20 minutes into a game, 0-0.
All you had to do was
it just beggars belief to even think that.
All you had to do was just beckon someone towards him and just throw it over his head to that person and just carry on, not just time waste at that point in my game.
You was scared to plough from the back yesterday. Did you want to plough from the back at all?
Constantly hoofing it forward.
Just hoof ball, I thought it was. Didn't want to plough from the back in case Chelsea nicked the ball off us.
I don't think they want to play football. I'll never mind anything. I think
No.
we may as well have NFL posts sticking up with St James's Park for the minute.
Yeah, might as well, because we kind of play football at the moment.
Like I said, we've just got to be very patient now. But of course, this frustration has been building for 14 years, and of course, it's going to take a lot of time to get this frustration away, to rebuild it. And
It's going to take a long time as well for the players to get used to the style of play after being used to Bruce's crap tactics the last 2.5 years.
Yeah. Look how long it took Rafa to get it his way. It took him a while.
Yeah, it's going to take time. I understand that. But that was just a Bruce performance again. Typical Bruce performance. If he wanted a chance to stake his name, I know he didn't want the job, but if he wanted a chance to be a job elsewhere, something like that, he didn't do his claims any good. But he's just playing a mill craft. He doesn't get it. He didn't get it. He's got a game under Bruce. So what's the difference now with Jones?
Well, apparently Jones has already said he's staying, isn't he? That he's been told he's got a future here.
Oh yeah, he is staying. I'm quite glad he is staying, but he just doesn't want the job. I'm glad he's not going to get the job because he's not a manager. He's a good coach, there's no doubt about that. He's just not a manager though.
No, not at all. I think he's proved
Not
that
at all.
in the last 2 games. To be honest, I think he proved that at Luton last season. He's not a manager.
I mean, you don't sit on the edge of your own 18-yard box for 90 minutes. Chelsea had their defence set on our 18-yard box most of the game. Rudiger was like a midfielder. Thiago Silva was a midfielder. Christensen was a midfielder. They were sat in our 18-yard box in most of the games, knocking it about them. That's a disgraceful way to play. I mean, if we got beat 3-0 and we went down having a go, we had some shots on target, we made the keeper work, we had a good game, and you can come off the pitch saying we did well. Then you can't complain. We've been beaten by a better team. But when you don't put no effort in, didn't even look like scoring yesterday, that's when fans started thinking it's a bit of a Mickey take.
You're just conceding your home advantage doing that, aren't you? I mean, the fans ain't going to want to kind of be with you if you're playing that kind of way. It's just constant on your edge of your seat, praying you're not going to concede. That ain't the way to play football at home, is it?
It's not though, Billy. You should be it's your home team. You got the crowd behind you.
Exactly.
You should be. Lascelles should be having that 10, 15 yards up the pitch, get them pushed on, get them up the pitch instead of just sitting on the goal line basically and hoping we don't concede.
You know what I laugh at though is right. We've got the worst defense in the league, and we're playing literally like we're saying to people, come on to her. Why are we doing that when we've got the worst defense in the league? Surely the only way we can play is having.
I just can't get my head around it.
I would have rather have taken the game to Chelsea than suffered a defeat that way.
It's the best way you can. Then you would have a bit of pride about being a supporter and pride in the players that they could go forward and in the future games to win games. Not like that, which is pathetic.
It's always the case. A defender hates being run at, so why not attack them?
Attack is the best form of defenders, they say.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Our only shot on target
I still can't get my head around
defender.
Just trying to play for a point with half an hour to go. You're actually going to concede, aren't you?
Yeah.
They might have just stuck all 11 players on the goal line for what it made.
I'm kind of worried now that this Nuno situation might like they are an appointment because they're going to be in the same market as what we are, aren't they, for managers?
I suppose Fonseca might be back in for the job if they sack Nuno.
The thing is, though, right? Spurs, whoever goes there isn't going to get back by him because he's got no money. So why? They're going to have to get rid of Kane to have money to spend. They're going to have to get rid of players to spend money because the owner hasn't got any. So why would you want? No offense, but why would you want to go there?
Well, Levy could have had what, 2.5 billion from the Saudis, but he demanded 5, so they pulled out of that deal.
When you look at West Ham, you said they're valued at 600, 700 million. There's nowhere on this planet they're worth that. Absolutely not a cat and mouse chance they're worth 700 million pounds. They aren't Real Madrid. They aren't Barcelona. They aren't one of the biggest teams in the world. So
Yeah, they're
I
all
think they're
praising,
really them Sullivans have really overhyped that club.
yeah, they're all
600,
praising
700 million for the club. He's having a laugh, isn't he?
them.
Both
Yeah,
them ones having a laugh.
they're all praising them for like a £4 billion takeover or something like that.
The thing is, though, he is similar to what Mike Ashley is. That he's a billionaire, but he's not a billionaire that's got a shitload of money to spend on players. You know what I mean? They're all saying, yeah, get rid of Sullivan and all that, but they're going to somebody who's not much better than what they've got. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, you can understand our takeover because we've gone from owners who will back the manager and will get a decent manager to somebody who didn't give a stuff about the club. Yes, you can understand that takeover, but you can't understand a takeover which someone's going to spend on a football club which is overpriced, and they're still going to have to. They're still not going to be able to, you know, just mad.
Yeah,
crazy.
I think at the minute our takeover is the only thing that makes sense because we've gone, like I said, we've gone from an owner who wasn't spending to owners that will spend. So
we hope.
We hope.
Oh,
yeah, we've got a while to find out that.
I think they will because the only way they're going to get any profit off is if they put money into the club, and it's the only way they're going to get their money, get some sort of reward. If they didn't spend like Mike Ashley, you'll get no reward.
It's just the fact that when it gets to that time, are we going to spend to build for that championship, or we're going to build to stay in the Premier League?
I think they'll probably possibly have a mix. I think they'll be, like I said, they'll do some sort of incentive to say to these players that are coming in, if we go down, fair enough, but if you stay, get us back up, you might get a bonus. You might get your agents will get bonuses. Things like that. That's what they'll know. They'll know what to say to them because they'll just go, "Ooh, money." That's it. That's all they need to do. Flash the cash.
As always, money talks.
That's what I've said. Somebody said on Twitter this morning. They said, "Oh, who's going to come here in January for a drift?" I said, "Makes any difference because if you offer them more money than what they're on, and even if we go down and they stay on more money than what they're on in the Premier League, they're not going to leave, are they? I mean, come on." Look, like I've said with Harry Kane, if we offer him £500,000 a week, even in the Championship, he's still going to get that because we'll not need to sell anybody, we'll not need to do this, and we'll not need to do that because the owners are financially secure. So it's not as if we go down, we would have to sell players. You know, for the first time, it's not like we have to sell anybody. It's like if we go down, we're financially secure because our owners aren't in debt. You know, they aren't in debt and they've got money to burn. So it's not like as if it's Mike Ashley where it's like you've got to sell to buy, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. We've got to get another cheapskate manager in because the one we've got's on too much money. These days are gone. Them days are gone with these owners, with these people in charge. You know.
yeah.
And it might be a good thing that we go down because so many of these players aren't good enough now can just get paid off or get sold, and we can get players who want to be here and who can play and who are young and fresh.
Richie should be nowhere near that team anymore.
Well, the thing is, fair enough if he's got a voice, but play him in his right position at least if you're going to play him. For me, like I've said, put him in centre midfield, like the discipline. You know, he might be better in there because his legs are gone. Put him in centre midfield just to like sit in and just break things up, or just something rather than keep playing him at left back. Because every game this season he's been targeted in that area of the pitch, and we've more likely conceded from that area of the pitch. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'd stick him in his natural position, and I'd give him that captain's armband as well.
Well, the only thing for me,
as long as you've got Dummett as the left centre side centre back, who goes and supports him and kind of helps him out. But when you haven't got a centre back going out to help him out, he just looks lost. I mean, last season we had Dummett doing it, and he didn't look too bad, did he? But Dummett's not been there this year, obviously, has he?
But I can't see why not just play Lewis and give him a chance, because you can't be worse than Richie. You can't be worse than what Richie is at the minute.
You need a chance, Lewis. You need a chance to Lewis. You're just sitting on a bench. A lad like him, shouldn't be sitting on a bench.
Bear in mind, he was spent, how much was it, 15 million on him?
15. I don't think he's even played 10 games yet, has he?
Bruce dropped him.
No.
Funnily enough, Bruce dropped him last season after Richie apologised for the row they had, because that's when he dropped him, and he brought Richie back in to play him at left back because Richie apologised.
I wouldn't. Like you say, if I was Matt Richie, I wouldn't even bother apologising to that fat useless, you know what. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't apologise. I would have said I'd stick by what I say. You're a coward. And it's still the truth of this day. Look how he's left Newcastle in. He's left Newcastle in the shit. It's all down to Bruce. I know he's not here, but it's still down to him.
His beloved club.
Bruce's fucking right-hand men are still here. Agnew and Clements, they're still here.
Those two need to be on their way soon.
It probably is down to them two, the way we playing. It's probably them two having an influence on Graham Jones.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, because Graham Jones is actually a more attacking type coach.
It'll be Agnew and Clements, man. That's who's.
Makes you wonder though, because
they've been advising them to play like that.
It makes you wonder though, because the first game, what was it? The first game Jones came on last season would be Everton 2-0, and we were pressing and everything like that. And since then, we haven't done it.
We were excellent at this. Chippaz, we were excellent, weren't we?
I've
never seen us press the ball so much.
Jones is an attacking type coach, so it's got to be Agnew and Clements that are having an influence on that. They're still getting fed info from Bruce on what to do.
Well, the Bruce will be really texting them all the time, won't he? I found it very strange that Bruce is gone and he's not gone. Them two's not gone either. But what's the purpose of keeping them two idiots? They should have gone along with him. Usually that's what the case is. The manager gets sacked or he leaves and these backroom staff goes. So what's the point of leaving them two at the club? Jones could do a better job on his own.
I think
and if Jones is like this attacking coach, he's been listening to them too much. And so we've been playing.
I think we could do a better job, to be honest.
We could. And that's no word of a lie, we could. We'd know more about tactics than the Steve Bruce, Agnew and Clements. We know how to set the team up to play what players in what position. How to set up formation-wise. If it's going already, get them over, have a word with them, G them up a bit, get them up the pitch a bit. I mean, it's not hard.
I was going to say, it's not rocket science.
Yeah, it's rocket science. We aren't even coaches, and we all know what needs to happen.
It's just like, I can't wait for the new manager to come in, and then you see a team sheet and you think, wow, players in their correct position. Why has it took nearly 3 years?
Yeah.
He's still got the ASM as a striker, and he ain't a striker.
No. He plays him isolated up front, and I'm sorry, but if you play ASM isolated up front, you may as well not bother playing.
Don't say how he can't play 4-2-3-1. I think that's the best formation we can play, actually.
If you're insisting
you have all your best players in at the same time. You have your Almiron, your Fraser, your Willock, ASM, Wilson. You have all your best players in the same position, in the preferred positions. Not Fraser playing in centre midfield. He's not a centre midfielder. He's a winger.
If you're going to play two up front, then he may not be the best choice at there, but you got to play Gale alongside Wilson.
Yeah, I know he's crap at the best of times, Gale, but at least somebody who could work off Wilson a bit.
Or even play 4-4-1-1. Have someone just. You could even have Almiron just off him and play ASM on the wing. Have Almiron off of Wilson so you can run at him.
Yeah. Because that's his preferred position. He's like a number 10, isn't he? Almiron.
Mm.
And you were saying when he played there against Southampton in lockdown, we won 3-2.
Pace.
He caused them problem after problem. He was the best player on the pitch, Almiron.
Have you seen what happened to Dyer? He's having a liver transplant.
Is that what it is, a liver transplant? I was saying his diagnosis. I didn't know what he meant. Like, just a liver diagnosis.
He's having a liver transplant.
Wow.
I'd seen he been diagnosed with something. I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, it's a 3-word thing, wasn't it? Long word.
Yeah, very long word. Yeah. So it's a liver transplant he needs, is he?
So yeah,
good player, a bit of a prick, wasn't he? But a good player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt in that. I like Dyer at Newcastle. I did like him.
Yeah. Very, very pacey, very, very speedy.
He's like a direct runner, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think it was during the Robson era. We had like an FA Cup game against Southampton, and we had no one to partner Shearer up front, and Dyer was begging. He was begging. He finally gets played up front alongside Shearer, and he goes and grabs two.
Yeah, the cracking game.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was 3-0. It was the game at St Mary's, wasn't it? 3-0.
Yeah. Cracking game.
That's them games you saw score against Tottenham. I think one game he scored against Tottenham, Kieran Dyer. Yeah, I think it was a pass back, and Dyer managed to run onto it and score a great goal. He had blistering pace, Dyer.
Injury prone, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Everything.
It's usually the same injury that kept coming up, wasn't it?
Shins, wasn't it? All shins.
Yeah.
Shin splints, that's when he won that.
Then he had that horror injury that took him out of the England squad.
That
before the World Cup.
Al Karkouri.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And they snapped him in half.
Horrible tackle that was.
Bollocks.
What's happened? Has he fallen off?
Fucking stay there, you cunt. Look, I'm a bastard shit.
Oh, God. Still currently 0-0. What Norwich leads?
How long been played, Jace?
I'm into the 51st minute.
Yeah, still plenty of time to go then.
Hopefully it can stay 0-0. But Norwich have been on top in this game. They are really going for it.
You can be on top all you want in a match with putting the ball in the back of the net at the end of the day. And Norwich has been. They kind of do that.
I think they've got to go for it, being at home, haven't they?
Yeah. That's what we should have done. I know it was getting Chelsea, but we still should have gone for it.
Yeah.
And when we went a goal down, we still played the same.
Yeah.
If we're going to go down, I even said that might bring us out a bit if we go a goal down.
Yeah, give you that little boost of confidence to spur you on.
Yeah. I mean, get up the pitch, put them under pressure, let them defend on their own after a change. No, it didn't happen.
There's the other God. It's Paul.
Oh, is he not coming on? Is he?
Really shite. Whoever comes in as manager has one hell of a job to these bottle jobs playing proper football. Fucking raging. You're not the only one.
Yeah, I'm the only one, Paul.
Bring that rage over here.
Come on, yeah, before he does it.
He'll get a manager, just play in the opposition. You might see better. It's all right. I was slagging him off for playing shit in wrong positions, but and having a bit of a positive attitude on the go with this either. Let's attack fucking teams instead of just laying back and let them fucking walk all over us. Mental.
Well, like I said, why are we doing that when we've got the worst defence?
I agree.
That's what I say. Defenders hate being run at. So if you're going to go out and attack teams, you're constantly running at their defence, which is going to cause them to make the mistakes, which gives us the chance to get on goal.
We needed our wide men yesterday to be really, really attacking and push their fullbacks back because that's where they're going to get us every time. And it was proved. They just had the freedom of James Park, didn't they?
They were literally on the halfway line. Their defence was on the halfway line.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
And at times we were sitting on 18-yard box, man.
It was just a training session for them. That's all it was.
I thought it was just a kickabout.
Bear in mind,
Just
like I
attack
said,
v defence. I thought it was for 90 minutes. Attack v defence.
again, they've had no strikers on the pitch, so it was just 5 defenders and 5 midfielders they had playing. It was mad.
You had 5 of the best players out there: Lukaku, Werner, Pulisic, Kovacic, and Mount all out. You would expect he's go for it and try and get something out of that game with 5 of the best players out.
Was Kovacic not score the pen, or was that Jorginho?
That was
Jorginho.
who scored the pen, yeah.
I get them both mixed up, mate. I think they're both the same.
Yeah, I'll sometimes do that.
Yeah, Jorginho scored the pen.
Horror scenario: we get relegated. 5th to
That won't happen.
Want to
That
hear all
won't happen.
the press.
So
No, Paul. No.
They wouldn't have bought us where, like, in the position we are, knowing that we could go down, because it's a very distinct possibility that we could. So I think they would.
Oh, dear me. 1-0 Leeds.
1-0 Leeds.
Rafinha. Cracking goal.
Ahead of me there. Slightly ahead of me there.
Fucking
No,
noise.
he's doing a John. He's doing a John.
Fucking Fred Elliott's in the crowd. You wait till you see it, James. You'll see Fred Elliott without his glasses celebrating. You'll pitch yourself.
What minute you on?
I don't know. Oh, 55.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I've just gone to 55. Meslier's just picked up the ball and he's trying to find a way to throw it out.
Oh, you'll see the goal at any second then. Fucking shocking defending. Fucking hell.
Bit like us then.
That's the point. If Leeds win this, we go 6 points adrift. 6 points from safety. That is how it's going to be. Oh, he's just dancing around them. Oh, my God.
Shocking defending, isn't it?
Jesus, he is dancing around all of them. Wow, okay.
Great player. Look out for Fred Elliott in the crowd.
Wow, okay. 1-0 Leeds. As it stands, we are 6 points from safety. That is how bad it is.
They'll get to the stage when we have to beat Leeds at Leeds. That's simple as that, to cut the gap.
I think other teams are going to drop into it. I think Brentford are going to drop now. The keeper's out for 4 months because he's kept them in loads of games this year.
Oh, my God, Leeds. Oh. Leeds lead.
1-1. 1-1.
Is this?
Oh, instant equaliser. Come on.
1-1 from a corner. Got about 28 letters in his name. I can't pronounce it. Number 44.
Not Grant Hanley, was it?
No. He's a half-caste fella, centre half. But what's his fucking name? Oh no, my bud. I can't say it.
Look what Paul's just put there.
Sick of sitting back, taking up the arse every fucking game. Go on. Well, we go on the pitch and bend over like John and Joel Linton in the fucking touch. 1-1.
Paul, get yourself on before you start your show at 5. Come on. Get yourself on, lads.
Copying my after-match reaction.
Right. Yeah, come and join the chat.
Come and join the channel.
Oh, that's a lie. I'm not going to say that other C word anymore.
I'm not saying
Oh,
scat
nice
anymore.
header. That was a very nice header. Jesus Christ, I can't pronounce that name either.
It's just called chat. Just says chat on the back of the shirt.
We'll just call him 44.
Yeah, 44.
Delia's 44. There we go.
And he rates well, that keeper. I'm thinking, shit. Watch how the corner comes. It's shocking.
I've already done a reaction.
Melier.
Great Paul.
Let's show
Great
this now.
Paul.
You'll piss yourself. It's shocking. And then he blames the defender.
It's great to see Paul in the chat this afternoon. Do you want to come on the TV and have a chat, Paul?
He said it, didn't he? He said it as well. Within 20 minutes.
The video reaction.
Yeah. He said it after 90 minutes, I believe, after say when he wasn't going to say it, then he said it.
Oh, you won't be on long without review. Newcastle were shit. We got beat 3-0. End of stream.
But it's us going on the well out to go on. He's doing like a fan forum thing, isn't he?
Is it? At 5
Yeah.
o'clock?
Yeah. 5 o'clock. He said it's a fan forum, so I don't know if it's because I don't know if he's doing it today instead of Tuesday or he's doing both or I don't know.
I thought it was him and Danielle doing it tonight. Or it was him and Danielle.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He said it was a fan. He said last night it was a fan forum where you can come on. I'm sure he said that yesterday. He said I'm sure.
Did you not?
2-1 Leeds.
Oh God!
Ah!
25-yard shot from Rodrigo. Fucking goal.
Shit!
Yeah. Hashtag
Down
shit.
in installments. Fuck me, should have saved that. But you slow getting down. But great finish.
Okay, Paulson, you're watching, but you're not coming on. Can we come on at 5 o'clock? Answer that in the bottom.
Wait. I've sent in the link.
If you can't come on, Paul, and
There you go.
Oh,
There's your answer. There's your answer.
What fuck up there?
No, I see.
that's what he said.
There you melon.
What's
Someone
Paul
tell
doing?
me.
Fucking hell. That's shocking.
thought he said,
Let's see.
This game could be like 5-5 or something. No,
Leeds have got a lot more going on for them than us. 12, yeah. Let's see. Leeds have got the ball here. Where are they?
chat.
Oh, long shot. Wow. Who was that? 19, Rodrigo.
Yeah, but then you look at it close up and see how foot is full. It's fucking terrible. Might be an offside though, or there could be he's not offside. He's all right.
This sounds like a game that could go either way. You know, it could be anything because they're bad defense.
3-3 by the end of it.
Yeah, hopefully it's like 5-5 or 10-10 or something for the goal difference.
You would
That
have thought Kroll could have got that.
Leeds pushing again. Oh dear me, Krull again. Fuck's sake.
Jeez, Kroll should have easily got that. Wow. Welcome to the Norwich Leeds watch along. Oh, the God is in the house. The God is in the house. Turn your volume down. God is in the house.
Gordon
There
Ramsay's
he
in the
is.
building. There's
There
Gordon
he is.
Ramsay.
Hey!
Hey.
Chippaz,
Yeah. What?
not once did I see a fan forum today. Not once.
I thought you said it was a fan forum where people would come on tonight.
No, I said me and Danielle's doing a review. Where does that sound like a fan forum, you beefcake?
I got my translation wrong, the John Sinclair translation.
Obviously you did, yes.
I take it you're watching the Norwich Leeds game as well.
Yeah. Back
You
and
have a
forth.
dick distance? No, he's not. Oh, he waiting for the defender in the way. What a prick.
This sounds like now the first goal's gone. This could be a cricket so either way of this. I mean, it sounds like we're
Don't
just
talk
like
about cricket on here.
shh.
Did someone
I
mention
know.
cricket?
I had another nightmare last night.
Oh,
Daughter got
I
spiked
don't want to
again.
know.
No
Daughter got
way.
spiked again
Not again.
in Newcastle.
Joking.
Really?
Oh, look, yeah.
A phone call at 5 o'clock this morning to go and get her. She'd collapsed in Newcastle.
Oh my God.
Two strangers, two lasses from heaven, had seen her in the state she was and stayed with her till I got there. But apparently this Asian bloke followed them out the pub and kept walking past them and then approached the girls and said, look, she's all right, leave her, leave her, leave her. So they told me that they're under no doubt that he spiked it. Either it was done by spiking or this injection thing that's going around at the minute. So
they get any pictures of him?
No, but the girls have said they're quite happy to sort of give a description to the police.
Oh,
well, they'll have cameras there, won't they? So, you know,
you definitely got to have CCTV there, I was saying.
Yeah, been in touch, so he'll get caught, whoever it is, but
good.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with people?
Can't have scum like that on the streets.
I was back in Newcastle. Didn't expect to be there so quickly after yesterday. But she's all right. But the thing is, had them not girls from Hebben been there, I mean, I give them a lift back to Hebben and all, because the least I could do for them, looking out for her, like. Shocking, man. This has got to stop. It's becoming an absolute, well, it's happening all the time now, isn't it? So these twats are getting away with it.
Is it as bad as the last one, or is it not as bad?
I was worried about her in the car last night because her head was like constantly twitching like that. You know, she couldn't keep her head still. But when I got her home, got her some fluids into her, and obviously she's in bed now. She came down about an hour ago just to get a cup of tea and that, and then so I don't think she's as bad, but I thought I was going to have to take her to hospital last night when she was like, you know, twitching her head.
Oh God!
So it won't be the only one that happened last night. If they were out doing that last night, she won't be the only one. But obviously, if the girls hadn't stayed with her, but the worst thing about it is the friend who she went with buggered off and left her to go home with some lad.
Oh wow!
Say some friend.
Can't do that. Can't do that on a night out when there's two of them. You can't do that.
I'll tell you what. When I speak, she'll know about when I speak to her.
You've got to stay in crowds. You can't be on your own.
But
Something like that knocking about. You want your best staying in crowds together.
The worst thing is she sent these two lads to come and get Olivia, to try and get Olivia to go back to Walker. Like, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? What could have happened to her? And if them two girls hadn't stayed with her, whoever this Asian bloke is that was saying, "Oh, are you know," he was asking all sorts of weird questions and that, saying to the two lasses, "Are your family? Do you know her? Just leave her here. I'll take care of all of this stuff." Unbelievable, man.
Jesus.
I'll tell you what, it's going to come to the point now where next time she guns out, me and a few mates are going to go discreetly follow where they go. And if I see anybody doing it, I'll rip the throats out straight away. I'll just rip them apart.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you at all.
Anyway.
There's not a bit of confidence going out, though, isn't it? You know, this.
Well, she's told me she's not going out again, but I mean, you know, she's 19. She will eventually, but
yeah,
probably not for a while now. I mean, getting that done to you twice in 5 weeks or something?
Oh.
Not on at all. I mean, had he still been hanging around when I pulled up last night, I would have had him, like, because they pointed out that he sort of disappeared just about 10 minutes before I got there. So,
oops, Stephen's gone.
But anyway, life goes on.
Wow.
Think we'll have a manager this week, Paul?
You what, mate?
You think we'll have a manager this week? Because I think we bloody need it this week.
Seriously, mate, I bloody hope so. Honestly, that was absolute garbage yesterday.
It was just Steve Bruce 2.0 on this.
Well, you know what it is? I don't care if it's Chelsea. Everybody's like, loads of people say, it's Chelsea. Chelsea weren't great yesterday, by the way. They didn't have to be. All we did was sit back and let them pass it around. It was like a training session for them. One stage in the second half, their three centre-backs were almost on our 18-yard box. It was pathetic.
It was like. Do you remember when in the Rocky films where Rocky gets smacked all over in round one, but the rest lets it go? That's what it was like. It was like, stop the contest, but you might as well throw it in the towel. Throw it in, just because.
I just think the whole thing needs to go. The whole The whole sort of Bruce era needs to go out the door,
Mm.
you know, because, I mean, we were all saying, oh, let Jones take over. I'm pretty sure now we're in a different kettle of fish to that and all.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure. How can you play Chelsea and keep Willock, Shaw, Fernandez, Almiron all on the bench against Chelsea? Absolute ridiculous.
And why is he still playing left back? Why is he still playing Fraser as centre midfielder? Why is Emil Crap playing at centre half when he's a right back? It's the same mistake.
Fraser had one good run in the first half, in the first 5 minutes, when he pulled it across. When I think he should have buried that in the bottom corner, to be honest. And then he was out the game. But it wasn't through lack of effort. Fraser was working his ass off yesterday, but he's not. He's in a very unusual position. He's not used to being in. He's used to being on the left and running at the fullback and whipping crosses in. So what's the point of playing him if you're not going to utilise what he's actually done this whole career?
You know what Fraser reminds me of past 2 games since he's come back in is when Almiron got shoved in that position. He's just lost. He just doesn't know how to play it. He doesn't know what he's doing because he's never played that position before. He just doesn't know whether to come or go. Doesn't know whether to defend or attack. He just doesn't know what to do. And then you've got 2 of them sitting on the bench for that position, thinking you're playing somebody, a winger in that position, and that's my position. What does that say about me as a player? Am I good enough? Or
let's not take anything away here. Some of them players need rockets up the backsides, because some of them just aren't. Some of them don't give a damn. I mean, what's happened to Isaac Hayden? He's just jogging around the pitch like he doesn't care. And the Lascelles, I mean, when the goals went in yesterday, I was particularly looking at Lascelles to see what he was doing to sort of see if he would go around the players, G'ing them up a bit, saying, "How are lads, let's get our heads up." Nothing, absolutely nothing. Yet Chelsea had leaders all over the pitch. Thiago Silva was patting Rudiger on the back for good challenges and shouting and screaming. Jorginho coming over to the players and clapping them and all sorts of stuff. Where do you see that with Lascelles?
He needs to be stripped of that captain's armband.
Oh, it's a joke, man.
Like I said, though, about Richie as well, the 2 goals came from Joe Linton's. I mean, Reece James's 2 goals came from his area, left back again. Now, he's unlocked for both of them.
That first goal, I don't think anybody expected Reece James to hit that on his left, to be honest. I mean, that was a cracking finish. The second one, though, Darlow. I mean,
he's on the floor.
He's halfway to bloody heaven, man. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, it was a cracking finish again, but God, he had the whole goal.
And what was the crack with him taking goal kicks, just going looking for Wilson all the time and ASM?
Well, the thing is, Stephen, I don't know whether you've noticed it on whatever you were watching the game on, but the goal kicks, he was taking 5-6 minutes to take a goal kick in the first half.
I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed this.
For time wasting.
Yeah, I had a comment earlier saying, "What the fuck was Cardano time wasting after just 20 minutes?"
Disgusting, man.
But have you not noticed though? This is what happened at Bruce, but he did it with Joe Linton playing, and he targeted Joe Linton for aerial balls. He was doing something similar again with Wilson yesterday, but Chelsea have got 3 6-foot centre backs, and we've got 1.
The fact of the matter is, right, Dubravka, if he's fit to be on the bench, why isn't he starting? Why is he not in goal? Our number 1.
He's got to play next time.
I don't know whether you guys have noticed, but a few people have picked this up, that as soon as Dubravka is fit, Darlow goes to shit.
Yeah.
He just goes to pot. He was all over the place yesterday.
I think he probably knows that he's not as good as what Dubravka is, and he thinks, well, I'm going to be dropped, so, why bother?
I was staggering at 2:00 when the team sheet came out. I really was. I can't believe he kept the same lineup again as the Palace game. Just could not believe it. Honestly, man.
I mean,
what do you think of Jones' excuse for Fernandez?
Pathetic. But the whole thing confused me. Like the substitution in the second half yesterday, they announced Hayden had come off, but he hadn't. He stayed on because Chelsea made 2 changes, so he wanted to see what Chelsea were going to do. And Chelsea go ahead and score. What does it matter what Chelsea are going to do? If you're going to make a change, you make a change. Just ridiculous. The whole Bruce cloud is still hanging over that team.
Yeah.
It just reeks. It just reeks of it. It's like everything that happened yesterday was something Bruce would do. Making a sub with 5 minutes to go and we're 3-0 down. Just why bother? We're 3-0 down. He brought Shelby on for 5 minutes. I know we're not his biggest fans, but what chance has he got of getting into the game when we're 3-0 down with 5 minutes to go?
I mean, to me, that chucking them on with 5 minutes to go, I think that screamed to me like punishment. You know what I mean? Just like, you got sent off. Go on, embarrass yourself for 5 minutes.
Well, literally, in January we probably needed with 5 players. That's me being right. 5 players, and we need 5 players. Obviously, we need to get rid of 5 players to get them 5 players in.
I think more than 5 need to go.
Well, I think the thing is, if we'd sign any more, it's about gelling. How long are they going to take to gel together as a team? If we get more than 5 or 4, it could literally wipe them by gelling. And
we might not have to gel as such. Just change the formation.
Yeah,
put players up until January. Put the players. We've all tuned out for 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, and put these players where they're supposed to be, and we'll probably see a very different team. Teams are just so used to now getting the ball and sitting. Everybody that plays Newcastle say, right, we're going to get loads of possession today. Let's just be patient, knock the ball around, and eventually we'll crack them because Newcastle will run out of gas because they're chasing the ball the whole game, which is exactly what happened yesterday. 70 minutes, we ran out of gas.
You didn't change it.
No.
That's a good point, now, because you do get more tired chasing it than what you do when you've got the ball yourself, don't you?
Exactly.
That's why our fitness is so shit most of the time, because we never.
The thing what annoyed me even more, what he said was after the match was, up to 65 minutes, the plan was working. So what was the plan after 65 minutes? If Chelsea scored, what was the plan? There was no plan B. Did I say, well, we'll have a go at them? Which is a case of, we'll keep plan A for 90 minutes and try and keep it at 1-0. That's all it seemed to be.
Clear what he was going to do. Basically, all he thought was, if we keep a clean sheet to 65, 70 minutes, and then put our attacking players on and try and win the game. It was never going to happen. Chelsea would have just stepped up a gear if they needed to yesterday. It was simple. They didn't get out of first gear, man. They're just knocking the ball around.
And the fact that we have not kept a clean sheet.
Exactly.
All season, really. Since the last game of last season, we haven't kept a clean sheet, so...
It's the fact that you know that every game that we go into, we have to score in order to get a single point, because we're not going to win, because they're going to score against us regardless.
The thing is, who is the same person that came out and says, "Oh, we'll stay in the game and then go for it at the end"? Steve Bruce done the exact same thing. Try to stay in the game as long as possible and until as late as possible, or keep it at 1-0, and then for the last 5 or 10 minutes have a little bit of a goal. It's ridiculous. It's like I said, it reeked of Steve Bruce yesterday, and he's the whole lot. The coaching staff have got to go, because when they're still here, he's still here in a way, because it's still his methods and still his way. And
I'm surprised. He didn't come out with saying that. My goalkeeper never made a save.
No,
but what?
Well, I hope to God,
because he was nowhere near the ball.
No. I just hope to God when this new manager comes in, hopefully this week, he just says, "Clemens, Agnew, fuck off, there's the door. Out. Just go. I don't want you to train, I want you gone."
Like I said, you'd think it's them two having some sort of influence over Jones, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. I mean...
is it? Or did Jones have the influence over Blues to pick the that kind of team? We don't know, do we? Jones could be more than anyone.
Yeah, why is it always us that have to sit back, though? Why can we never have a positive approach to a game and say, right, we're going to stick it to them today. They're going to get a surprise because we're going to come out and go at them, and we're going to play attacking football. Why can't we ever do that? It's pathetic.
We just can't, Paul. We just can't do it.
I mean, yesterday it was annoying because of the lack of tackles we were putting in. Chelsea players were getting the ball, and I actually noticed one time Ben Chilwell?
Yeah,
he got the ball near the corner flag, just where I was sitting, and he like Chelsea were knocking it around, but he got the ball and then he looked up as if to say, "Wow, how much time have I got here?" You know what I mean? He's just surprised because he wasn't closed down, and then Ross Barkley in the second half doing step overs in front of Kieran Clark, and Kieran Clark's just standing there. Like, go through him if you have to, but just let him know that you're there.
It's exactly the same way.
Jobs.
It's exactly the same way as Ndomble was reacting when he scored his goal for Spurs. He was just begging him to come on to him, like, fine, I'm just going to take a shot then, and then he just scores it.
Yeah.
The thing is, everybody that plays us must just look at us and think, wow, I've got a full stadium to play at because they're too scared to go their own half. It's like every time we play, it's like an FA Cup game and we're the underdogs every game. And it's like, yeah, we've got no right to be here.
The thing is, we've got one tactic, and every team now in the Premier League has worked out what that tactic is. It's just either get the ball to Wilson or give it to ASM. That's the only way we can get our asses up the pitch. And ASM was just swamped out of the game yesterday. He was anonymous, apart from one run when Ziyech brought him down in the second half. That was it. He was anonymous the rest of the time, and because he just marked him out the game. And Wilson's getting more and more fed up because every time they get the ball, launch it up to him. I mean, Silva had him in his pocket the whole game, to be fair. I mean, there was just nothing. And we had nothing. I mean, Longstaff, Jesus, wept. I mean, it's just pathetic, man. We've got no midfield at all. In this formation he's playing, no midfield. And I'm sorry, but today we are in serious trouble now. It's like 6 points adrift already. And you look at our fixtures coming up before January. Jesus, man. We could be well adrift. And who's going to want to sign for us then?
If we don't beat Norwich, Burnley, and possibly get a result against Brentford at home, that's when the problem will be. That's when after them games, because then we've practically played most of the team's first time round.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You know, when we can put out our strongest 11, I always believe, and I've always said, we can give teams a game, providing we play the right way. But what is it that these coaches are seeing in training that won't let them play like that?
Exactly. You say play our strongest 11 when our strongest bunch for us was still sitting on the bench.
Willock Almiron sat on the bench. I mean, why did not in the team, Willock and Almiron?
Our bench yesterday cost £140 million. You think we were a top team yesterday? You think we're a team top of the league having that much value for players on the bench?
I mean,
not 19.
We're sitting next to the bottom of the league.
Whoa, kicking off at the Norwich game.
Handbags. It's a bit of a nasty tackle, though.
It was, yeah.
I ain't seen that yet.
He should be booked for his hair colour. He should just be sent off for that hairstyle anyway.
Yeah, it's a bit hazy, isn't it?
It's not Joe Linton, is it not?
Yeah,
looks like Annie, doesn't he? He looks like Annie.
He's got black hair, but he's got the sort of silver tips. I mean, he's trying to look like Philip bloody Schofield. Jesus.
Oh, that Norman, isn't it?
So, I mean, like, playing catch-up in the Premier League is not going to be easy. You know, Fulham almost did it last year, but they ran out of gas, simple as that. They were putting 120% into every game. It was a cup final for them. And granted, they almost caught us, but they couldn't. They ran out of gas. And the problem is who like we say, we're going to sign 4 or 5 players in January, but who is going to want to come if we're adrift? What do you say to them? Oh, you might have to step down to the Championship for a season, but don't worry, we'll bounce straight back. I don't think so.
That's what I said earlier. In January, are we going to build a team for the Championship, or are we going to build a team for the Premiership?
But we need a manager, and we need a manager now. You know, patience. Fair enough, having patience, but we've had patience now. It's nigh on 2 weeks since Bruce got sacked. We've got to have somebody in who's going to change the mindset of this team, who's going to come into the dressing room and give a rocket up the backside to these players, who let's face it, have had it easy for 2.5 years. No pressure on them. And that's why they're just as lazy as they are now, because they're just getting on with it. We'll just stroll around the pitch. We'll just not give a damn.
It's a joke. This new manager comes in and we improve drastically.
You see that ball, the Leeds Norwich game?
No.
Yeah.
Come back. The acting there. Good grief.
That was pathetic, wasn't it?
Oh, fucking hell.
He's shocking as a defender, man. That Kabak, isn't he?
Oh, he's shite. He wouldn't even get an out team.
What did I, Bill?
Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
Then again, to me, we've got two fantastic centre halves sitting on the backside. You know, just yet we continue with Clark and Lascelles, who they're as much use as a chocolate fire guard.
Oh. How they played again is beyond me.
But it shouldn't matter that Lascelles is just because Lascelles is captain, he can't be dropped. That's bollocks. You know what I mean? Do you think any other world-class manager is going to say, "Oh, he's playing terribly, but he's captain, so I'm going to keep playing him"? You don't do that.
No, the sooner that armband is taken away from him, the better.
It's actually worrying how bad we actually are. It is really worrying.
The thing is, we haven't got any leaders in the team. We've got nothing.
No, but nothing.
That's why I think we should sign players like Duncan, Cody, and that in January, because they're players that are leaders, that are captains of the side, and that will have that vocal presence which we quite clearly lack.
I'd love to sign Connor Cody. I think he's absolute class, both on and off the pitch, and I think he wouldn't take any crap from the people that aren't giving it. He'll actually give them hell on the pitch, and if the fans see it, the fans see it. But that's how it's supposed to be. If somebody deserves a bollocking, they get a bollocking.
Exactly.
That's why they've had it so easy for 2.5 years. Nobody's done that with them. Steve Bruce was frightened. He was the mate, wasn't he? You know what I mean? He wouldn't give them a bollocking like he needed.
He was too much of a nice guy to him, and he wouldn't throw the bottle at him.
Like you said, Paul, he's always trying to be the friend. He's not being the manager of the team, is he?
Exactly. And that's the thing that pees me off. And now they've got the problem is they're in that mindset now constantly. They're not in a mindset that, if I don't play very well, I'm going to get a rocket, because it's not happening. All them players are of the opinion now, oh, well, never mind, we're lost again, but hey, we'll go next time. I mean, I wasn't bothered. I said yesterday, oi, get down. Little shit. Honestly, I'm going to kill this. Come here. 2 seconds. What?
Must be his dog.
I hope so.
Yeah, I've got a big crow thing on the mantelpiece that the Ben bought for Halloween, and he's now at the size where he can jump up on 2 legs. And
there he is.
There he is.
There he is. You coming to say hello? Come here.
That big lovable beast.
Yeah, there he is.
And the
There
dog.
he is.
No.
He's a little twat.
He's a beautiful little twat.
He's gorgeous, but he's a dick. Yes, I'm talking about you. Oh,
there he is.
There he is.
5-month-old, and look at that heed, man.
He has got big.
His head's bigger than mine, man. Oh, I love you. Get us. Go away.
Could be worse though. You could be still losing to the Trickle Brothers team.
Did you see the thing I put on retweeted on Twitter this morning? That Rotherham player when he scored.
Yeah.
He did the Shearer celebration, didn't he?
The Shearer celebration and the Kevin Nolan chicken celebration.
Chicken as well.
Superb.
I'll tell you what, mind they might not get up this season the way how tight it is in that division, mind.
I think they've bottled it the last couple of years, haven't they? They've started all right and then they faded away.
They're fourth now. They're fourth now, and they're only 3 points away from being out the playoff places.
And my heart bleeds for the cheesy chip eating bastards.
Oh yeah, it's such sad news. I'll
laugh because their weekend by the time the third goal was empty, and they keep going on being they're massive club and all this, but you just couldn't even stick around to support your team.
Well, once the third goal went in against Chelsea, I saw everyone getting off their seats and starting to leave.
Well, I think there's a big difference to losing to Chelsea and to Rotherham. I think we pretty much were guaranteed to lose yesterday. Even the most diehard fans would probably think
I think that was basically a statement, by the way. So many people leaving. It was a statement to Amanda Staveley to say, look, we've had enough of this shit. Like, you need to get somebody in who's going to transform this team because it's just not good enough. I mean,
It was like
Staveley's going to be at every game, so she will see. I just hope they've got some football people behind the scenes, just advising them what they need to do. Because I tell you what, she would have got a big message yesterday. Oh, Rafinha's through. Oh, good
I'm
tackle.
still seeing a substitution. Rodrigo going off.
I like to think yesterday when the fans were going out was like the Tottenham game when they were saying Bruce out would just accelerate it and gets it done quicker.
Well, I mean, there is a report this morning saying that all the interviews have taken place now, and it's it's now with the chairman to decide who he wants to go with, apparently. So I just think we need somebody in absolutely ASAP, and it's got to be. We've got Bright away. It's got to be quick.
I did see Santa this morning saying that Martinez was in the UK.
He was at Wigan.
Was he?
He
was favourite. He's gone back to favourite yesterday, wasn't he?
I've just seen something on the Sun saying that Den Hag's going to turn us down in case Solskjaer leaves Man United.
That's shocking.
Man United's Bruce's job. That's all they need to know about that.
I tell you what, I'd love to see us go for Max Aarons, by the way.
Yeah,
definitely.
What the game he's had.
Definitely have him.
Fucking
great getting forward. Massive talent, him. But then again, so was Jamal Lewis on the other side for Norwich, and look what's happened to him.
Got to. Aarons is the right back as well, isn't he? He's the right-sided one, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a really good game today. He's been the only sort of standout for Norwich, I think.
He'd be an upgrade on Manquillo as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's a young lad as well.
I felt sorry for Manquillo yesterday because he grafted his ass off yesterday. I mean, he got so fed up, he went actually chasing the ball when there was a back pass back to Mendy in the second half. I don't know whether you saw it, but Manquillo chased him down and then chased all around the whole pitch for the ball because he was just you could tell he was fed up.
Don't have a problem with Manquillo. I like Manquillo. Just the rest of the team just.
But you got
he's better than Kraft. That's all I know.
I mean, Kraft didn't do too badly, to be honest. But when you're playing alongside like Jamal Lascelles, who doesn't seem to, he's just not vocal. He doesn't push the defensive line up, and then you've got Kieran Clark, who's running about like he doesn't know where he's at. It's just, as a defender, as a right back, you're thinking, where do I go here? Do I cut in? Do I cover for them, or do I stay out wide and cover for their left wing back coming forward? He just doesn't know which way he's going, playing alongside them buffoons.
He hasn't got a footballing brain either. That's his problem. Like, remember when Colaccini played, he had no pace, but he had a brain on him. He knew his positional sense. He could.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'd have Colaccini back in a heartbeat, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I'd take Philippe Albert back now, man, in his current age rather than the current centre-backs we've got.
Yeah.
I think Kilcline would still do a job for her now.
Well, one thing about Kilcline is he wouldn't take any crap, would he?
No, I think people still have
he wouldn't be afraid to bust a gut to tell somebody to pull the finger out and all. 5 minutes injury time. Jesus, wept. I think Leeds are going to hang on here, lads. I think we're going 6 points adrift.
Yeah, we're going 6 points adrift. You can see that.
Yeah, 6 points adrift.
Oh,
that's not a cue for them to get a manager in, and I don't know what it is. Being 6 points, going to be 6 points adrift. I don't know what's going to be a cue for them to get a new manager in as soon as possible.
I think Norwich have been on top for most of this game, so it's going to be hell when we play them.
They haven't really tested the keeper, though, have they? You know what I mean? They've got nothing. They've had loads of the ball, but not really. Like, Leeds have been comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like, when they come to the final pass, it's always like they've passed it out for a goal kick, or they haven't got that killer. Well, just the same as us, really. We've got an out of.
Wait to the first.
Probably getting 0-0.
They will have.
Can you imagine how toxic it'll be in St James's Park if we lose to Norwich City?
I have that horrible feeling it's going to be another Sheffield Wednesday moment, United moment.
Jesus Christ.
If we do lose them, you might as well literally give us our relegation, because that's what'll happen. You can't beat Norwich, you are going down.
Oh, this is a chance. Oh, get it across. Oh, you buffoon!
Headshot for the goal. Wouldn't that be?
Wow. That was a big chance there. He could have smashed the net there.
Who was it for, Norwich or Leeds?
Norwich?
No.
Oh, come on. You should be... How does a professional miss kick it like that?
I'm at least surprised. I'm surprised John isn't doing a watch along for it, although he might be watching Strictly.
No, there's 3 of us here doing a watch along.
Yeah,
if he watches Strictly.
Yeah, he would have seen Strictly last night, would he?
Yeah, exactly. He'll be watching a rerun. Oh,
so he actually turned up as a Tomb Fonz in his leather jacket. Then I take it.
Yeah, worst thing about it is he had a white T-shirt on underneath and all.
Oh, really?
And he had a pen in his pocket in case anybody wanted his autograph.
Oh, no.
No way.
Come on.
Yeah. He pulled his phone out his pocket and the pen dropped out. And he quickly picked the pen up and shoved it back in his pocket so everybody saw. Saying, John, why have you got a pen with you? He was like, well, you know. I says, never mind you now. You brought that in case anybody asked you to sign something.
Wow.
Oh, God almighty.
Can you just imagine Dawn was telling us that she's disappointed there was no autographs mined.
Well, Dawn came over before John had arrived and said she was going into 9 bar, and then when she came back out, she would pop over to see John, but she never saw her. So I don't know where she went.
Oh, that's this. Game over.
We're 6 points down.
God.
Long road ahead.
There will be trouble ahead.
That just
we're
tells
on
you
this
that we need 3 points against Brighton.
We're on this.
Can you read who's getting 3 points against Brighton? Brighton's got a point against Liverpool.
Lamptey's back for Brighton as well. Remember what Lamptey does?
Oh, no.
Lamptey winning against Richie. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God almighty.
Oh,
I'll tell you what,
rinse him dry.
I'll tell you what, Paul, if you and John do a watch along on Saturday night, it could be eventful.
I'm thinking about doing one on my channel, to be honest.
Well,
but that might upset John, getting viewers from his yacht.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to say that word anymore. It's going to be channel.
Well, I've actually got BT Sports, so I can actually finally watch it legally.
Is it BT? I thought the Saturday night game was Sky.
No, it's BT Sport, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5:30 it kicks off. Well,
I can do it. Watch it all.
Yeah, I haven't got BT Sport. I did have, but I took it off. It was a rip-off.
But James, we were doing the show at 8 o'clock, won't we?
Do it at the same time.
Yeah, it's BT Sport, 5:30.
John could always do the watch along with Minji there.
Why not? Why not?
Thanks for that, by the way, Billy.
You're welcome. I didn't get you out of it.
Getting the blame for that.
Sky's got Blackpool QPR. Fucking hell.
I literally knew when Billy said, I changed my name to something, and I saw straight in Minji. I thought that's the name. That's the one, because he won't get that.
I like the way Billy came back and said, "No, John, this is how you pronounce it," and he actually pronounced it and didn't even realise. I'm like, oh, for God's sake! Unbelievable.
I'll have to because Danielle said, save this for Monday night, and I thought, oh no, Danielle, man, let it go.
Yeah. She sticks up for John.
Yeah.
Poor John.
She said she was going to get us a signed photo of John tomorrow. Yes, but obviously that didn't happen.
No, John forgot his fanny pack with his selfies in. Left it in the car.
Just take a screenshot of John, have it printed off, and take that to him to get signed.
Honestly, he's just the same, you know. He's exactly the same as he is on camera. He's just out there, you know. He's just
like you just imagine being like a Frank Bruno or something like
Yeah.
that sort of type character. Like, you know what I mean?
It was funny because obviously Al Louid was there yesterday, and he got loads of Newcastle fans opposite the 9 bar to do this Saudi Arabian dance. I don't know whether you've seen it on Twitter yet.
No.
And it's basically just doing that. You know, but John was standing with me and Danielle and Lee, Danielle's partner, and who was it? Steve Hasty came and grabbed John and said, "Oh, how are you, John? Get yourself in on the dance." And John was like, "No, I'm not doing that." But then Al Louid came and grabbed him and just pulled him in, so he had no choice. So John's standing there going like he didn't have a freaking clue what he was doing.
I would laugh if Al Louid said, "Well, now John, you have to strip during this as well, mind."
He's terrified of that, you know. He's terrified that he's going to have to do that every time. Just saying, "Oh, John, how with the music starting, get yourself in front of the food bank and start the full Monty." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that." Like,
next time he comes up, just ask for the meeting place to be at the food bank.
Oh God, no, you won't turn up.
Actually, me and James said this. Is he the reason why we've lost the last 2 home games? Because he's been there. Think about it.
I know. Oh, it's depressing. This lads, we're in trouble now.
Need a new manager in tomorrow.
Yeah,
he needs a good few days to work with the players.
Throughout that entire game, I kept eye on the camera to make sure it was going to pan to someone in the stands, but no one.
I would laugh if our manager announced tonight, mate. It would be quite hilarious because we need one.
Well, look, if we go into the Brighton game with Graham Jones, we're going to get thumped. Jones isn't a manager; he's a coach. He's not a manager. It's as simple as that. And you know, this Bruce effect is still hanging around the team, and that needs clearing out. And these players need sat in a room when a new manager comes in, and the new manager just says, "Look, we're moving this club forward. You know, what's gone is gone. I'm not putting up with any crap from any of you. You put the work in, you'll get your rewards. Simple as that. A proper manager."
Nail on the head.
Yep.
I'm just stroll around, man. It's just dreadful to watch.
It's going to be great though when we look at the team sheet and we'll see the manager and then we'll see actual Jamal Lewis left back, Mankiewicz right back, actual centre backs at centre back, actual centre midfielders. Yeah, left wingers on left wing, right wingers on right wing, strikers as strikers, goalkeepers as goalkeepers.
The only worry I've got is if Martinez comes in, Jones is obviously going to be staying with him, and Jones will have an effect and say, "Look, this is how we've been playing, and I think this still could work," kind of thing. But I'd hope Martinez will be strong enough to say, "Look, I'm going to take a look at the players. I'm going to take a look at the past matches, past videos, whatever it may be, and I'm going with my ideas before anybody's." I hope that the new manager is strong enough to say that.
I don't rate Martinez, mate. Unfortunately, he's done nothing.
No, man.
I think he's been the luckiest manager going because he ain't been getting anywhere. He wouldn't have got to Wigan, gone relegated. Everton fans slay him. He's had the easiest job in world football managing Belgium. He ain't won anything. Nah, not for me.
You got, like I said,
in a relegation battle.
In a relegation battle, he got Wigan relegated. So I mean, what good is that going to be for us?
Well, he did win
at the end of the day, like whoever it is, whoever comes in has got to have our full backing. You know, we've got to just we have to trust in whoever comes in. You know, we have to trust that the new owners have brought somebody in who has a plan, who has a long-term plan to change the fortunes of this club. You know, because whoever comes in is obviously going to be a long-term manager because of the time it's taken to recruit one. This isn't some short-term fix, because if that was the case, they would have had somebody in now. So whoever they get in is for the long term. It has to be.
It's just who is it going to be?
I still think
Fonseca for me.
Fonseca.
Fonseca.
Yeah, somebody that plays attacking football. I'm sick of watching the same dull crap for years on end. Defensive football. Even under Rafa, we were defensive. We weren't good to watch. I just want to change now. Somebody that will go out there to try and win games instead of, like we said before, just sitting back and trying to, catch teams on the counter-attack because everybody's worked us out now.
We're just an easy 3 points when they come to us or we go to them. They just see us as a training game. We don't do sod all.
I fear for us. I really do. Absolutely fear.
That's the thing. I agree with Truls. Yeah, I think Fonseca's the only one that really wants it. He's been offered it and he wants it. Everyone else seems to be unsure.
He's got Fonseca's already got plans in place for you to get the job, hasn't he? He's already got plans drawn up for like forthcoming fixtures. So I've seen earlier, he's already got plans in place for if he is the manager, he's got tactics and formations in place to go with. So if it is Fonseca, then that's good to hear.
Thing is, I've never known, I've never known like a club going for a new manager. I've never known it be so all over the place with like the bookies and the media. Normally like somebody stands out for the job and you know that they're going to get the job. But this time around, there's so many different names. And I've never seen the bookies so up and down with managers. Like, one day somebody else's favourite. It's madness.
I mean,
it's good in a way, because there's no leaks coming from the club, but
I'm surprised old Scratch and Sniff isn't leading the role.
No. I couldn't cope watching that. Nah. Imagine the next manager comes. Actually, can you imagine the cleaner's job having to go into the dugout every Monday morning to clear off the bogies that have hardened onto the dugout?
Would be scratching his arse to have a go sniff of that as well.
The pile of pubic hair lying by the tunnel.
Oh no!
No, thank you. No.
Every time the camera just pans onto me,
Sinclair's gone live and he's got his big orange t-shirt on.
Has he got half a green screen up?
He hasn't got a green screen up. Do you know what it made me laugh last week was when he went on and he had his green screen on 3/4 of the way and then this curtain hanging over his green screen. I just like, what the hell are you doing? And then he turned around and said, I'm not using my microphone today because I've got my green screen up. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute.
Green screens don't have an inbuilt mic.
Exactly. It's nothing to do with your bloody mic. That's what I said to him yesterday. I said, John, what were you doing? I says, it doesn't affect. He says, well, I didn't have enough plugs. I said, well, you don't plug your green screen in, you tit. Honestly, man. I was like, all right, I'll try that next time.
Is Minjita watching the show as well?
Well, that answer's up in the top corner there, so probably not.
Jesus.
He says he tweeted, didn't he? Say, I'm not going to do player ratings, but I'm going to do a live stream anyway. I was like, well, so what's it going to be about?
Well, hang on a minute. His title is player ratings.
So what's he going to do one?
He's copied mine and all. Bottle jobs. Cheeky
wow.
Honestly.
Get him told, Paul. Copy him.
You just kind of get
the police suit. Get the police suit.
I mean, listen, talking about Paul's comment there about Rafa, I don't want Rafa back.
No, I'm the same, Paul. I don't want him back.
He said on Friday he doesn't want the job, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he said on Friday morning he doesn't want it. So,
well, Chippaz, you thought I was doing a fan forum, to be fair. So, I mean, God knows where you heard that. But never mind.
I've seen one of the reporters say that Rafa's still committed to Everton, no matter what position
I don't want to go back. I've got nothing against Rafa. You know what I mean? Nothing against him at all. I just think we need to look forward, not backwards. Looking back over the Ashley era when we need something fresh, somebody different, somebody to just. I just don't want Rafa back.
I loved him. I thought he was brilliant, but we can't keep going.
Yeah, we have to move on now. We have to move on from Rafa. We had him. It was a great time when we had Rafa at Newcastle. Was like we got new owners now, new back, and we need new direction, new formation, and new tactics to go forward.
Rafa would keep us up there, wouldn't he?
Do you honestly think he would do, Bill?
He knows them players. He knows how to play them, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he hasn't been here for like nearly 3 years. Those players have gone a long way downhill now, and it would take a hell of a job to get them back to sort of trying to organise them the way he likes to organise. You know, they're older, some of them are a bit shittier, to be fair. You know, you look at like Kieran Clark, he was a great defender when Rafa was there. You look at Lascelles, he's gone so far backwards.
I guess he'd have more chance of getting someone coming in fresh there without knowing it, wouldn't he?
Well, I guess, I mean, that's what we have to find out, I guess, isn't it? Like,
I was going to say the Cells is the prime example of Steve Bruce. How far players have gone back, because he was properly drilled under Rafa like most of them, and then his responsibilities have gone.
I think Jamal Lewis would be great. If Rafa would do great things with like the likes of, you know, he'd probably get Miggy playing again. He'd probably get, you know, Lewis a bit more confident, etc. So, you know, there's pros and cons for it, really, but just like there's pros and cons for a new guy coming in. But are they still niggling? Are they still sort of the new owners niggling in the background with Everton trying to agree a compensation package? You just don't know. Because
when do Everton play? Everton play tomorrow. Everton play tomorrow, do they?
Yeah.
Wolves, I think, isn't it? Wolves will play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everton, Wolves, aye.
I just hope they're not expecting Everton to lose that game and think they're going to sack them, because they spent a fortune to get them there, so they're not just going to toss them away like that when they're probably going to pay £20 million to pay them off.
Yeah.
Rafa's never broke a contract in his life, and he's not going to start now, is he?
No, I wouldn't expect. Rafa's always been loyal to his contracts.
Yeah,
I reckon he'd
he's always been loyal to his contracts. He wouldn't break one. He wouldn't start now. This late into his career, he wouldn't start now.
Yeah.
Fans are turning on Nuno though, so would you take him?
God. Did you hear them boos yesterday when he brought Lucas Moura off? Flippin' Nora.
Would you take him though?
Nuno?
Yeah.
Nah. I don't think he'd be the man to get us out the crap that we're in, to be honest.
He was the only man willing to take over Spurs. Everybody was turning them down in the summer. It was quite a funny joke with some people that they were turning down the Spurs job all the time. They couldn't get a decent manager in.
No, I think we need to see an announcement definitely within 48 hours, or else, you know.
We definitely do. We definitely
do.
And get some sort of new manager bounce at Brighton. Otherwise, we're going to get mullered.
I think we've all said from the off, as soon as the takeover happened, you would have expected them to have had someone waiting in the wings ready to come in, but no one's been brought in yet.
Yeah.
I just hope they're not as tardy as this in the transfer window, because we could be waiting till the last day of the transfer window again. To do the business is slow.
Well, if we wait till the transfer window, God almighty, can you imagine? I can't imagine where we'd be without a new manager, you know, waiting that long. Because, you know, looking at the December fixtures, you just think, my God, you know, how many goals are we going to concede?
Leicester weren't great yesterday against Arsenal. I watched that game. Leicester weren't great.
But if there's ever a team to play to get you back on track, ta-da! We're like the flipping circus rolling into town.
Yep.
What? Just do Newcastle 3 points.
Come out with multicolored hair, wigs, and red noses and everything.
Until the beast.
Comes in the clown car.
Somebody's commented on my match reaction video, right? I'll just read it out here.
Already? Or was that from last night?
If Leeds win, Newcastle will be 6 points adrift. You need a temporary appointment such as Tony Pulis or Big Sam to stop you being adrift.
Was that level 7, was it?
Honestly.
Wow, okay, fair enough.
Why does everybody still think these dinosaur managers are going to do something? I mean, you know, Big Sam was a real success at West Brom, wasn't he?
Got them relegated, so he was a big success, wasn't he?
Pathetic thing to say. Tony bloody Pulis.
Jesus.
God
Right,
almighty,
well.
it's not even worth thinking about. I'm going to speak Jace because I've got to get ready for my show, matey. So,
No worries.
thanks,
No
Sam.
worries.
I'll be watching Paul. I'll see you at 5. I'll be
Cheers,
watching.
matey.
Yeah,
See
see
you
you
later.
later, mate.
See you later.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commenting there from Ryan. John always does a live stream when others are live. When we all watch same podcast. Why doesn't he do one after me?
He just wants the views and he wants the likes before everybody else. That's what he does.
He tries to steal all the viewers from everyone else. I'm live now. Come watch me.
That's what he may not mean to, but that's what he does. He takes everybody from watching another stream to go and watch his, so he gets all the views, he gets all the likes. That's what he does.
All you got to do, Ryan, is go over to his channel and say, "Bloody well, wait until I'm done."
Yeah.
All he wants. He just wants people on his chat. That's all he wants.
Otherwise, I'll send Minjita over to you.
Might be already there as well.
Could be.
No, no. Yeah, when I love Rafa, but you say you have to move on. You have to move with the times. He was great. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's clear and obvious that the Fonseca is a clear favourite for that.
He's the only one that wants the job, so give it to him. You know what I mean? If a manager wants the
Exactly,
job, give it to him.
Just give Fonseca the job. He's already got tactics lined up. He's already got plans in place for upcoming games. He's actually one who's done his homework on games. He's not even got the job yet. I'd give him the job.
Bring him in, finalise that contract, and announce him tomorrow. Simple as. That's all it takes.
Exactly. Get Fonseca in. I don't rate Martinez. I don't want Lampard. Favre. I don't know how long he's going to stay in management. Him. I wouldn't take him either. I want Fonseca. He's the best one out the lot. Out of all the one that's been linked, Fonseca.
Watch the highlights of Team versus Chelsea. Can't believe there's just no fight in that team. There isn't. It's still
Andrew. Why did you put yourself through that, mate? Why did you put yourself through watching that?
I mean, you look at Palace. They beat Man City, and look
they
how far they've come.
2-0. Beat them 2-0, and they've always had a good record at City recently. They've always beat Man City by 2-1, 3-1, or something like that. That's how you regiment a team. You should have beat Newcastle because they were great.
And even
against Newcastle, the passing,
as well.
the movement, it was great against Newcastle Palace. Benteke was a constant threat. We should have really lost that one. We held on for a point.
It's mad. Burnley started to win now, so that's going to heap piles more pressure. It's just us and Norwich now, the only ones that are yet to win.
Oh, it's laughable.
Yet to get a single freaking victory.
But this is all down to what's happened over the past 14 years, really. It's co-op one, we're simple as that.
Looks run out.
Yep. That's why as well Ashley wanted to sell, because his look has run out as an owner, and obviously Bruce's look has run out as a manager.
It is.
Exactly. Clearly.
I mean, Saturday night could be a spicy show if we lose at Brighton and we haven't got a new manager.
No.
I'm considering actually doing a watch along with that being on BT Sport. I might actually do it.
Well, I haven't got BT. What I could do is listen to it and join you after it, because I don't have BT, so I'd not be watching it.
That instant rages from the start. Just go on to John's favourite link. That he's goals me.
Oh no, because knowing me, it'll be some sort of site that I shouldn't be.
Minjita.
Yeah.
That's where I've been
Masturbate.
watching it all from.
Yeah. I'm worried that the link might go live to Bangkok or somewhere instead. I mean, if that's John's thing, fair enough, but it's not mine.
Jeez.
I think you'll be watching Paul's show as well at 5.
Yeah, obviously. Jump on.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him rant on there like again. I think it'll be worse than what he did on here.
It'll be worse than the one he did for the journalist one, what he recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rules.
Yeah. You can pretty much guarantee that.
I don't even want to put a prediction for Saturday because I don't know what if we're gonna have a manager in.
You don't get beat by many.
Is that Cyprus speaking?
If it's anything like last season, Jesus Christ, I'll go for another 3-0 fucking defeat at this rate.
Yeah.
We need to see someone in. If we have a new manager announced tomorrow, then predictions may change.
You can't have, if Tariq Lamptey's playing, which he will, you can't have Matt Ritchie up against him because he'll tear him a new one.
No, you've got to play Lewis, I think.
You got to play Lewis against Lamptey. It's common sense.
Lewis has to.
Oh, he saw Lewis a new one last year, didn't he?
That's because he had ESM in front of him.
ASM just couldn't. ASM went off. He couldn't be arsed tracking them back all the time.
Yeah.
And ASM's like he gets a nosebleed when he's got a track back. Because that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. He hates trotting back.
He's literally he walks back. He doesn't. He's like John Joe Shelby, just walks back. So yeah, I can't. I don't want to make a prediction already. I will not make a prediction till Friday until we definitely know what's happening. Because we don't. At the minute, we don't know if we'll have a new manager in, head coach in, director of football. If we'll have if Jones will still be here, or
if Jones is taking charge against Brighton, then that's a defeat straight away.
Yeah.
He'll have a bit more clarity from the owners when he's had a word with them. I don't know if he's already had a word with them, Jones, because he was going to have a word with them last night or something, wasn't he?
I think he
about where he stood, what's happening with the new manager and that.
If that's the case, I would have liked to have seen them maybe announce something today. If he's had a word with them last night, maybe they might have come out and said the day, Jones won't be in charge on Saturday. We'll have a new manager in place.
Wasn't there a post earlier today that Jones he's had his meeting with them and he's already preparing them for Brighton?
Yeah.
So that makes sense from their point of view because it's international break the week after, isn't it? So you've got a free week of doing whatever you've got to do.
Well, that's why I say we should get somebody in this week.
I agree.
That's it.
That said, yeah, you can see Jones taking Brighton and someone coming in during the international break.
Well, the thing is, that's where I said gets away in this week, so they've got a couple of days this week as well. Then they can kick on from the international break, you know.
They need to come in now, start working on a tactic, do something against Brighton, and then have that international break to fully work on that tactic.
Exactly.
They should have fucking fired Boots the day they came in, and a new manager should have been announced in that week following. That's what should have happened.
Exactly.
So if you want us to make this prediction now, I'll say if Jones is in charge, defeat. If a new manager's in charge, we don't know. Because we don't know.
We don't know. No. Depends how the formation be, the lineup will be, how we perform. If we're fit enough, probably won't be fit enough.
who will be fit enough to play if we get any injuries. It's remarkable though. We've only got 2 players out injured since Bruce has gone. We haven't got a whole bunch of players who are injured.
I know. Players are coming back from injury a lot quicker than they should be.
And they're not getting injured playing.
Right,
It's,
guys, I'll have to go. Right. See you,
Yeah,
Jays.
no worries. See you
See
later.
ya. See ya.
Ta, buddy.
And then there were 3.
And then there were 3. Wow. God.
I just like I've just said there. See what happens this week before we're even making a prediction for. I'm not really wanting to make a prediction till Friday when we know who definitely is going to be in charge and who's fit and who's not, and things like that.
We'll get hammered if Jones in charge, put it that way.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. I'll agree on that point. We'll get hammered if he's still in charge.
Yeah. He'll probably still name an unchanged side like he has been.
I won't put it past him.
Awful.
You cannot see that team work though yesterday. You just cannot.
I mean, a good manager would have seen he got lucky at Palace with that team, wouldn't he? But nah.
Terrible. Well, I think I'm going to call it there then.
Nice.
We are 6 points adrift now. So that makes us even more depressed. Oh, God.
The only thing I'll say is it's only 10 games gone. There's still 28 games to go. And an awful lot to play for.
But then you can counter that and say 10 games gone and we're already 6 points adrift. It's not a good sight to see.
We just have to hope that
that manager needs to come in now before that points gap widens even more. Just think it could be 9 points by next week.
Could be.
Don't say that, please, already. That'll make my week absolutely sick of my life.
You never know. You never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
I'm saying. Anything can happen. New manager comes in, who knows, we'll go to Brighton and shock everybody and win.
Well, yeah, exactly. That could happen, or the worst could happen.
Yeah.
Well,
just have to
anyway,
wait.
Just part of being a Newcastle United supporter, you never predict what's going to happen the next day. It's just anything can happen on any given day.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well,
I mean, we're not like John supports every single team around the world, but
yeah, just because they've got fit women. Hello, ladies.
I bet John was celebrating when Rangers were losing earlier 1-0.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me.
Even John Schlong as a back four wouldn't stop us conceding goals. Like if it was likewise.
Like the DraftKings clued up.
He probably has to put it between his legs when he goes out, doesn't he? Just so and then wobble.
Let's see.
Ladies, have you ever seen Eiffel Tower? Wait.
Oh, bless him.
Right, so my prediction, Jason, is if Jones is in charge, it's a defeat. If there's a new man in charge, we don't know.
Pretty much how it goes. What about you, Bill?
Yeah, pretty much that. Pretty much that. And then 2, we know who it is as well. I mean, I don't know. They ain't got much time to work with the players, have they, in 5 days, really?
No. Well, if it's anything like Rafa, he got him in the same day he was announced. So he could, bring him in for a late session tonight or something if he gets announced.
No, I think it'll be more like a double session. Jesus. Bloody had some kids knock at the door, trick or treating. It's like the bloody bailiffs knocking at the door, man. Swear
Ain't
down.
even dark yet, Jesus Christ. Just go out there with a hose and just hose them down.
Will you crap myself?
Oh, jeez. Right, I'll let you all go.
Right.
Okay, buddy.
Do what you need to do.
See you on Saturday.
I'll catch you all.
See you later.
See you
See you
later.
later.
Ta-da.
Oh, so there you go, guys. We are 6 points adrift from safety. Leeds did beat Norwich 2-1. Oh, it's depressing. 10 games played and we're 6 points behind. We need a new manager in now, not next week, not during the international break. We need a new manager in now. We need players played in their right positions. We need to stop this stupid 5 at the back formation. But anyway, I will catch you in the next video. I will most likely be bringing out my FM episode 3 video tomorrow, followed by my prediction video on Thursday. And then obviously I might do a watch along on Saturday because it is on BT Sport, and I do have BT Sport, so I might do a watch along there. If not, I'll do the live show at 8 o'clock as always. But yeah, as always, drop a like, leave your comments, subscribe if you're new, and take care. I'll see you next time, tomorrow, or live. I'll see you on Saturday. See you later.